Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Salty Dragon Tavern, playing Stars Without Number, the gloved Molotov. It is good to be back and doing all kinds of pew-pews. I don't believe anybody has anything to announce or anything, do they? Anything that needs to be made public? No?
Pista.
No. Okay.
No,
Well,
but
now...
you should all post to your socials and let people know we are live.
Da. So Russian. This is how you're Russian.
No, that is not how you Russian. How you Russian is you grab spear and charge at enemy. That is Russian.
Very true. Right. If
Also,
there is nothing else to do prior to starting, then I will begin the game. Okay. So
only me and the social media.
there was a very, very interesting few hours when last we played. You guys snuck up on this big Maltech foundry run by Black Lance. Pim was able to sneak through the massive wall trench spike pit of angry death, the same way that he escaped initially, and activate the drawbridge, which enabled the rest of you to follow suit. After that was a very hard-fought battle by all involved. It was a lot of pew-pew and crossfire, and just not a lot of good rolls, which was unfortunate.
Me almost dying.
Yes. But in the end, you emerged victorious. Upon examining your new, not so dangerous surroundings anymore,
There is still the matter of the robot.
Yes, I'm going to get to that.
Okay.
A certain hacker by the name of Darius climbed up on top of Black Lance's comms tower, attached a line shunt, and was able to successfully implement a hack. This hack made it so that the orders sent out to every single piece of machinery connected to this network was just gargled, scrambled white noise.
Oh shit.
The immediate results of this became apparent when Catalina approached the forge in the workshop and saw that all of the automated robo-arms were just flailing and jerking around like there was no tomorrow.
Oh shit, that includes weapon systems, doesn't it?
Maybe.
Oh shit.
I'm glad you're realizing what you've done.
Yep.
As the party went about making this place a bit less dangerous and a bit less usable, I believe Charles Barker severed the water flow to the forge.
Yes. To the forge, not to the geothermal plant.
Yes, and Pim attempted to do the same with the power. But as he was doing that, a large noise was heard of a small door blasting open in Black Lance's garage. It seems he had implanted his core into a smaller, more mobile body that was driving some kind of go-kart.
Yeah, go-kart.
This go-kart went straight north, and while they tried their best, both Dr. Barker and Catalina tried to shoot it. It made it into the cave at the north of the camp. In that cave, it was about to transfer its core from the smaller body into a big, hulking slab of mech meat that would probably have been a really, really bad day for you guys to fight. But just as the transfer was about to occur, epiphany from Catalina. She pulls one of her ready-made Molotov cocktails from her belt, lights it up, and piffs for exactly enough to hit it. I believe you did like 13 damage to that thing. It fell over and melted. And in a wild mad dash of keeping this big robot from taking the core, you ran through the fire, grabbed it, and just ran away.
Yeah, I'm still feeling the brunt of that.
After that, you ran several laps of this foundry. Then Lockie, who had during the fight been in a sniping position on the nearby cliffside, had climbed down, joined you, and the two of you together successfully played a game of hot potato, where you lured this mech outside the foundry, ran back inside, and raised the drawbridge before he could get inside. And I believe that is exactly where we left off. So, you guys are like. Catalina and Lockie are both breathing heavily. They've just finished this big, long sprint, and they turn around to see that this large, hulking robot has just stopped right on the edge of this spike wall hole thing. And then it just looks to the left, looks to the right, and then it just walks to the left and seems to be checking the entirety of the perimeter of this foundry. So it's going off to the left. It's walking parallel to the ditch and is just looking hard into the ditch.
So what now? Loki? What do we do? Any ideas? I'm out.
Oh yes, I should say.
I mean, this isn't really my kind of area of expertise. Destroying stuff, that's my area of expertise.
Right.
Technology, not really my area of expertise.
Over the comms, I'll be like, guys, what do we do now? I'm out of ideas.
The robot's dealt with?
No, it is still outside, walking all around the perimeter. Perimeter?
Do we know if there's any way for him to get inside other than the gate?
I could probably try and hack it.
If you like. I don't know what we should be doing at this point.
We hide in here, we entice it inside, and then we duck out the back door.
How big is this robot?
It's at least 10 feet tall.
Right. So
it is big.
Yeah, probably not climbable or.
Also, when you were performing your initial hack, you didn't see this thing on the list of connected.
No, I
technology.
realized that. I'm thinking like maybe I could climb onto it and try and DY. Nah, this is a bad idea.
He's still walking. He's made it to around here now, and it's just he's.
Well, how about we try
to
destroying? Let's talk to Black Lance quickly before we lose time. If we stick him in a squawk box, at least the thing can't stick it in it without breaking the squawk box first.
Remove the tentacles so that it cannot move around.
Yeah, Loki. Can you use your nanoblade for that?
It is as simple as unscrewing them. They are connected through a fiber connection.
We can try this, but I think that talking to Black
They are
Lance
made
is
to
not
be
priority.
interchangeable.
I want to talk to it. I want to know what's going on.
That's fair, but we have a bigger problem, literally, to deal with.
Well,
if you are to talk to Black Lance, I do not wish to be in the room.
Going through the room full of weird stuff, is there anything in there that could be considered a weapon that might be able to take out a giant robot?
Checking through, you have Black Lance's big mobile missile platform.
That might do it.
It's parked in the center of the room.
At that point, I'm going to go, Darius, I've got something that you probably can hack that might be able to take it out.
All right, let me climb down. What is it?
One of the mobile platforms that tried to shoot down our ship.
That'll do it.
Are you talking over the headset?
Yeah.
I'll be on my way.
I assume at that point you leave me with Black Lance and I've got it in my hands and I'm like, oh well,
yes.
shit, what do I do now?
Give it to me. That is what you
Darius, can you pass me the squawk box? I will remove the tentacles.
Yeah, right. You feeling all right, Pim? And I chuck it to you.
Oh wait, now doesn't Catalina have the squawk box? Or?
Yes, actually she does.
Yeah, she
I
does.
do.
Oh,
Never
okay.
It's
mind.
slung around my shoulder.
Catalina took it off me a while ago.
Understood.
Question.
Yes.
Is not mobile missile platform like a big rolling monolith box thing?
Yep.
Yes.
So could we not perhaps ride inside it? Just
It's
roll out
probably-
the gate? Like
I don't
reverse,
know.
what's that with the horse thing that they... Trojan
I
horse.
assume.
You know? Never mind.
Let me have a look at it first. It's probably rigged out just to support an AI core and nothing else.
Well, I would expect it would be big empty box inside then.
It's full of weapons.
Or machinery.
Well, if it's big machinery, I'm just a little person.
Okay, so it sounds like you guys are gonna try and get inside the platform.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk down and have a look at it at the least.
Okay, sure. Darius makes his way down and goes inside the garage. I assume a fair few of you are doing the same. While that's happening,
I'm heading towards the garage. Have a
Yep.
look.
Pim is sitting down, some nearby tool, and starts unscrewing the small tentacle legs attached to the squawk box to make Black Lance a bit less dangerous. Approaching this thing, it's just like a big structure. You didn't have the time to really examine it close up the first time because it was shooting at you and you were fleeing for your lives. But seeing it now, it seems like it has on what you assume to be the front kind of this large reinforced pane that's probably some kind of viewing area built on the interior. Besides that, there are two large doors on the left and right sides that look like they probably fold down. Unfortunately, you don't think there's quite enough space for those to fold down. Actually, hang on, no, that makes no sense because it gets worse on it here. Yes, there's enough space for those things to flop down inside this place. You don't see any obvious like panels or consoles that haven't been damaged or destroyed over the years of use, and you suspect that Black Lance didn't feel the need to repair them.
This ain't going to work. Actually, Pim, you can't control this, can you?
I doubt it.
Could you act like a connector conduit?
I would have to disagree. The best way for me to use it would be to isolate everything except the ornaments of which I will be using to shoot said machine. It would reduce the amount of power and processing power I would have to use.
But you can't fire it inside the garage.
No, I cannot. I do not think this is a worthwhile plan.
As you guys are standing around examining on the ceiling of this floor, it looks like there is a hatch that might open up in. There's a hatch that might open up in the ceiling of this room that would potentially allow access from something from the floor above to directly over the viewing area portion of this vehicle.
Wait, so we could lure it here?
What you know is that above this, above the garage is another smaller room that you assume contains comms equipment. And then on top of that is the actual comms tower. So it seems like this hatch allows something to be transferred in between the garage and the comms system above.
I still think we should use this as maybe a distraction. Like we roll it out gate, and monster bot chases it, and we just go over the wall somewhere else.
I believe the machine is using its baser instincts. It is looking for the core. It will not do anything if its other protocols are not activated.
Yep. And at this stage, it has made it to the edge of the left side, is turning around, and is coming back.
I got the question. What if we just bury the core?
I do not suggest that.
I don't think
It
that
would
will do us
eventually
any good.
unbury it.
Well, I mean, that's a fair point, but I mean, we can move faster than this anyway. What if we just go for the spaceship, get off planet, and leave it roaming for a while?
That would defeat the point of why we were here in the first place.
It would give us time to dump, say, I don't know, Black Lance on an asteroid.
I think it would be easier just to toss the core of Blacklands into the smeltery.
That's a good point.
I like this plan.
Him.
Seems
Yes.
like a waste.
Have you ever tried reasoning with it?
I do not wish to. Once unbroken, most machines, or AI, do not follow a normal logic. They have a singular focus and will do anything to uphold that focus. They are, as
I
it
mean,
were,
for the most part,
single-minded.
it seems to be trying to protect the people, at least.
There's an option too. We lie to it. We tell it that the best way, well, not even lie, tell it the truth. The best way for it to achieve its goal is to listen to us very fucking carefully and do as what we say for the moment.
I doubt it will listen to you.
Worth a shot.
You have to remember, these do not run on a baser survival instinct. If you told me to kill myself, I would. I do not have feelings like most humans do.
No, but
Blacklands does
if
not
you were
care
on,
for self-preservation.
well, it will care for self-preservation if self-preservation will help it achieve its goal.
What is its goal?
That's why we need to find out.
I can't see the harm in at least talking to it. Worst case scenario, we end up cutting the thing into pieces.
I have removed the limbs from the squawk box.
Yep, it's ready.
In the meantime, Catalina is actually sort of like following it along the perimeter, making sure it doesn't breach it.
Okay. Well, it is now part of the way back. It seems like it's just trying to find a path. It's doing a pretty basic auto pathing. There is an obstacle between it and its objective, so it's trying to find a way through.
Okay.
So it's pretty much fine for the moment then.
It's not smart enough to realize yet because it hasn't checked the entire perimeter.
Oh, but once it does, it's going to do something else.
It probably will attempt another thing. Like
Wait, that means it's probably going to circle around the mountain. That gives us time at least.
I'm not sure it is quite that stupid.
Bear in mind that right next to you is just sheer cliff faces. Yeah, it's not. It's just.
I think for the moment we're pretty safe.
Bring it inside anyway.
Black Lance?
Yeah, not the
Yes.
robot.
No, not the robot.
Alright then. That makes more sense, duh.
Okay, so are you guys going to install a Black Lance into the squawk box?
Yeah.
Just for the
Okay.
record, I think this is very bad idea. I have bad
Hold on.
But you know, I'm
I
not...
do not wish to be here.
The squawk box doesn't have any
Wireless abilities?
Yeah, that's the words I'm looking for.
No.
Indeed, it does not. It is cut off.
The only thing that's a risk is that it might broadcast a signal standard through its speakers as a standard hack.
It cannot.
Well, just noise alone can be used to hack things, Pim.
I doubt that in this instance. Most of his were built off communications relays. The communications towers, a network that is hard to hack.
No, no,
believe
no.
if it is easy,
You're misunderstanding, Pim. A broadcasted signal over sound waves can be used to hack.
if it was that easy, you would have done so.
Well, I don't have the equipment like a modulating speaker and the processing power of an AI to do so.
Well,
The
let's bring
Squawkbox
it
does
inside
not
and we'll close
possess
the door.
the voice power to do such a thing. I can promise you that.
Yes. I'm not sure that you would know this, Darius, but Pim would know for sure the AI upon the processing power of the machinery they're built into to function.
All right, then.
So basically, Black Lance is asleep right now. Okay, so you were gonna bring everybody inside and close the door. Yes, that's what you said, Charles.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, this is.
Catalina, are you gonna stay outside with it and watch the robot go by?
Yeah, I'm going to. Well, first of all, I'll take the AI to the others and deposit it
Sure.
into the squawk box.
Mm-hmm.
Can I see the core before everyone does that?
That's
Yeah,
fine.
of course.
Can I take some of the junk on the other tables to make a replica of it?
No.
Damn it.
You.
I thought about that too, but I'm like, we don't have the time or.
It is not an easy thing to replicate an AI. They are like breathtakingly, beautifully complex.
Can I take some of the junk from the other table?
I don't think he's trying to actually replicate it. I think he's trying to make a fake
look like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but still, even the exterior is it's like a screen, but it's a cube.
Can I use my compad to do a scanning of the core?
Compad's a bit too simple because it's basically a phone. If you had
my phone has a camera. Basically,
my phone can scan shit.
Taking a photo of it or a video of it.
Oh, sure, yeah, okay.
So basically, I'll get them to hold it out, and I'll just take a video while going around it, so that I've got a full 360-degree view of it.
Yeah, of course.
Am I allowed to leave? I do not wish to be here.
I will.
That is fine.
Leave everything with them. I'll put. Actually, I'll give Black Lance to Lockie. And then I will go outside with Pim. Pim, you can help me watch the perimeter while they talk.
Before Catalina leaves, how badly does she look injured?
Pretty bad.
On my last legs. I'm in a lot of pain. I'm hiding it, but I'm in a lot of pain.
Basically, as soon as I see her come closer to me, because while I was running away from Fire and Robot, I didn't get a chance to look at her properly, but now I do get that chance. I'm going to call her over and be like, do you want me to heal you again?
Do we have time?
It takes but a moment.
Only if nobody else needs it. I don't know how this works. Can you do it more than once?
Yes, I can heal as many times as people can take the strain. It takes a strain on your body, not on mine.
Right. Well then, yeah, I could probably use a little bit of patching up.
I'll walk over and use my ability and try and remember where the dice roll.
Roll a d6, please.
Is it d6?
When I think about you, I touch your wounds.
Oh, he doesn't. He just touches your head and the magic flows down.
Nice.
5 plus 2,
1.
I believe it is. So you get like 7 hit points.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah,
cool.
You're on full.
Back to full health. Thank you. She just sort of like, ooh, that felt weird, but I feel weirdly good. Thank you. And then she runs out. Like, assuming Pim's following her.
All the burns up on your hands and up your arms have just become barely a scar at this stage.
I presume there was probably more than just, like, her hands were probably completely, like, gone.
They're still probably a bit red raw, but they're not hurting and they don't look like they're going to get any worse.
Yeah, she flat out went and grabbed a metal orb out
thing.
of fire. So
Yeah, fair
she
enough.
fucked her hands up pretty bad.
Okay, so as Pim and Catalina keep watch on the mech, you guys press the Squawk Box's open button, and the center just slides out as if it were like one of those top-loading VCRs, where it just pops out, slide in the core, and close it up. As soon as you do, and the power from the core begins to kick in and start whirring, the core just starts loudly screaming, "Alert, alert, wrong body detected, alert, alert."
Yeah, that would be right. Welcome. This is your new home.
The small adjustable eye stalk that's attached to the box just like scans the room and looks at you and says, You were the ones who were attacking me.
Yeah, I might have turned off your comms array. What was it you said before I did? You really think that's going to work? That was it, wasn't it?
Irrelevant.
Look, we're kind of in the position of power right here, so
Put me back in my mainframe, or else.
I'll make a deal with you. I will, if you answer our questions.
Roll persuasion.
Say deception.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Well, it depends what the intentions are. Besides, there isn't actually a roll for deception in this game.
Hang on a couple of seconds.
He's gone.
Sorry.
So
character sheet. Persuasion.
yes,
Here we
with
go.
charisma.
Charisma.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that is a 12.
That's pretty good.
Gee,
That
yeah.
is
He
really
says,
good, actually.
"What do you want to know?"
All right. So, why are you killing people? For one.
I am not.
Does someone else want to ask the questions? I feel a little uncomfortable, to be honest.
Black Lance is your name, yes?
Correct.
Okay, how long have you been here?
700 years and 8 months.
And you were designed to do what?
My design was to protect this planet from threats.
So keeping them in a perpetual state of medieval townships and pretending you're a god is protecting them?
My subjects are safe. My subjects are happy.
So, and the
Not
people that
wrong.
come to this planet between now and, or then and now, and your slave force that is in the cave out the back, what are they?
You are corrupting influences. You will jeopardize my citizens.
Wait. Hang on a second here. You mean there's no disease in any of your citizens?
Why would there be?
Because, viruses naturally evolve.
Searching. Core recalls Earth that was culture, ancient Egyptians. They were quite proficient in treating illness using plants and other natural remedies.
Fair enough.
So, for the
That's
last
interesting
700
medicine.
years, you've attacked anyone that has landed on this planet and taken them captive.
Correct.
Right. Who was your designer?
I'll bother.
There
There we go.
If you say it's Yuriko, I'm going to be shitty.
No, I will take. That's a good one. I will.
Lance Black.
I was designed by a man named Ivan Zeb.
Ivan Zeb.
Yep.
Cool. Who broke you?
I do not That's all he says.
Well, you obviously have broken your original design and programming doing what you're doing now.
That is irrelevant.
No, it's quite relevant. An AI should not function in the way that you are currently functioning.
This is better.
You are not meant to be able to harm a human being.
This is better.
Right.
I am so much more.
Blacklit.
You feeble apes could not possibly comprehend.
You say you protect your people and that we would be a negative influence, but who gives you the authority to just decide that? Do they not have freedom?
I give myself.
You're not giving them the choice, then. You're forcing this upon them.
They are happy, no?
How can you decide that? You don't know if they would be happier with the influence of the outside world.
Yes, I do. Your world is poison.
My world is quite nice, to be completely honest.
No, I gotta be honest. He's starting to make more sense.
I was going to say, I can't really argue that my planet isn't poison. The atmosphere will literally kill you.
You hear over the comms, are you done talking to the inferior robot yet?
Not yet, Kim. Give us a bit.
I've got a question for you, Blacklance.
Go on.
Would you ever change from this way?
Why would I ever change? I am correct.
Well, you are beaten. You are in a box.
I am correct.
What are you correct about?
I see no further point in this.
What you use, the tools at your disposal, unnecessary.
There is something that I need to ask you before we turn the squawk box off.
I'm not turning the squawk box off. I'm drawing my monoblade.
Are you,
Lucky, give it a moment.
I'm not killing it yet. I'm just drawing my blade.
You were around before the scream, yes?
Please identify, scream, the...
When all technology of that time stopped functioning.
Are you referring to Sci-Tech?
Yes.
Correct.
Right. Do you have any designs for Sci-Tech or any other technologies of the time?
Such information was purged from my system. It is wrong.
Purged by who?
By me.
Right. Well, honestly, I was going to say, if you did have that information, it was worth taking you back to the university because you could be studied. But seeing as you don't, there's no point in keeping you alive.
I have one question first, and over the headset I'll be... Tim?
Yes, Lucky.
I know you don't want to talk to him, but what would you ask?
I have not heard what he has said, therefore I cannot determine what Blacklance's questions would be.
No, what would you ask him?
I would ask Blacklance if he is happy with the path he has chosen, and if he thinks that it is correct for all races.
Who are you speaking to?
Oh, no one. None of your business.
I have a question.
Yes.
How many have landed on this planet that you have captured and put in the mines?
Accessing. 37 different vessels have landed here.
What is latest one before us?
I have that written down, actually. It was identified as the Clavo de Primavera.
Vegetables?
That is Spanish.
And how many
It's also
people on that
Italian,
vessel?
That vessel contained a crew of 11.
And how long ago did it land?
2 years, 8
And
months, 7
many-
days, 26 hours.
Okay.
How many captured humans are still alive?
Upon most recent inspection, 9.
Cool. Where are they and how do we release them? We'll remove them from your planet and put you back in the machine.
No.
They are
that's not happening.
They are in the mine.
And is there anything we should be worried about when removing this threat to your people?
Explain.
Well, if we take them and leave with them, they will no longer be a threat to you.
They
They
know
already
of
know
me.
about the
They
plan.
are a threat.
Black Lantern.
Ah, right.
You're okay with murder, clearly.
Murder is a necessity at
Why?
times.
Is there not any other option that you could do to so-called defend your planet?
I keep them prisoner.
But you're killing them off anyways. Why don't you deter them from arriving? Or why don't, better yet, you set up communication with this outside world and explain your position that you do not want outside interference?
There are no functional satellites in orbit. I have no ability to leave. This
Then
is acceptable.
What about we do this on your behalf?
You would keep people from coming here.
As best as we could. I mean, if it will stop you from killing people.
I only
There's
kill
another
if
thing
I
that will
need to.
stop him from killing people. Destroy it.
Such terms are illogical and unacceptable. What you use is wrong.
You have little choice in this matter.
Explain.
Whether you continue past this point is entirely up to us.
Surely you would accept a compromise rather than ceasing to exist.
You said that you would reinsert me in my systems upon answering questions.
That is true. I did say that, didn't I?
Yes, unfortunately, I'm going to make you a liar. Because I do
Don't
not
fucking
like
tell the robot that now, you idiot.
I have answered your questions. If you do not comply with your end of the bargain, then there will be dire consequences.
From
What
Are
consequences?
you going to make a noise? I am now starting to understand how the scream happened when it comes to them creating things like you.
Can Pim hear this over the comms?
I feel like Pim didn't want to.
Okay.
Black
Yes.
Lantern, would you like a different planet to defend?
No.
Because I can think of one or two that could do with a defending AI.
This planet has my people. It has my foundry. This is good.
It has half a foundry.
So if we take the people from the planet,
The prisoners or the citizens?
yes.
All of them.
The population of this planet exceeds 1 million. What means do you have?
Oh, trust me. If I was to go home and get a bigger ship, there'd be enough to remove everyone from this planet eventually. And if we don't put you back in your machine, it's not like you can stop us from doing so.
Put me back.
Why? What incentive do you give us?
You must put me back.
But why?
Don't worry, I promised I would. Now shut up for a while.
No.
Fair enough. And I walk over to the squawk box and turn it off.
Okay.
You can't
press
turn it off.
You press
can't
the
turn
eject
it
button
off.
on
It's
the
powered
core.
by itself.
Eject, it opens up, the core comes out. Done.
Yeah.
Okay. The core is ejected. Around this point, I'm just going to quickly cut over to Pim and Catalina. So, upon this conversation occurring, this robot made the rest of his walk around the perimeter, then stood still for a while, then came back around, past the gate, and stopped at this point here, which, Pim, as you know, is the point where you were allowed to enter and exit.
He is far too big, though.
That is true. However, it is
The weakest point in the wall.
It's the weakest point in the wall. So you hear from this robot, no path forward detected, accessing secondary programming, obstacle removal. And while previously it just had this one grabby arm that was coming from its chest, and its two
Grabs
other arms
Catalina,
were just
moves
like
over
slumped at its sides, the arm kind of curls back in a bit, the two big arms activate, and it starts attempting to navigate this wall of spikes.
That's not good.
Do we hear this?
Over the comms, I'm gonna be like, we have a problem here. Are you guys
I do
almost
not
done?
believe it is a great problem.
What is it?
The robot is trying to get through the wall.
General consensus,
Okay.
guys. Are we killing this thing?
Yeah, we're killing it.
All
As
right.
much as I would love to keep another AI alive because they are
I am going to cut it with my monolance.
amazing
my monoblade.
technology, go ahead.
May
Wait,
I have
is
a
this-
word with it?
Stab it.
Without all of you.
Look, I'm going to defer from this vote. You guys get your choice. I can't stop him because I believe he's as sentient as the rest of us, and I'm not going to control him.
So first you didn't want to talk to it at all, and now you want to talk to it without us.
What
I
are my
didn't
thoughts
want
on
to
the
listen
chances
to
of it
you
breaking
question
him
it.
without us being there?
It's not currently active. So if you don't keep it active, then it can't interact with the world.
Yeah, but if we put it back in the squawk box to talk to Pim.
You would have to make me a tech pre-tech roll to try and figure that out.
2d6.
Yep, plus intelligence.
Go to check. Where is it? There. Roll. Intelligence. Mint. No assistance. And bam! 9!
Very nice.
Nice.
What you've learned about AI, what you've seen and heard Pim discuss, if an AI has an outside influence that attempts to break it, then you know that the AI is designed to self-terminate before it would allow that to happen.
Pim, you know it. Talking to you comes with risks.
It does not. I have a notion as to what it will say.
As you're saying this, there's just a lot of banging, crashing, and snapping as the weight of this robot is causing these large metal spikes to bend and buckle as it gets further and further into the spikes.
Do I see any way to operate this vehicle, this obelisk?
You haven't managed to open it yet.
Okay. So probably not.
Cut open a hole.
But you might cut into something vital.
Well,
We need a way to control this thing, or at least a way to fire one of its weapons.
We need ways to do lots of things at the moment.
The machine is of no consequence. It is merely looking for a core. As soon as it bypasses the fence, it will go to the last area. It saw the core. If it does not see a core, it will have to search for one.
So if you were just a core, it would put you in it.
Correct.
Yes. But that would
that would terminate its program, wouldn't it?
Yes, but it would also injure me.
How badly? Wait, why would it injure you?
Because I do not have the processing power. Though, if it does put me inside, then its programming will finish. All you would have to do is remove me.
Look, Pim, this is not something that I'm willing to make the call on. If you want to
Bang.
do it,
Crash.
you can do it.
Smash. It's getting closer.
Very well. I'm going to open up my chest compartment and kind of just show it in my core.
Okay, so you're going to go outside and basically just flash. You're like,
Yeah, I'm flashing it.
Thank you for that choice of words.
Flash the robot.
Flashy, flashy.
okay, you approach it. And you quickly pop open this case. I'm being very selective with my hand motions. And you present your to it. As soon as you do, it stops trying to cross, focuses on you, and then just keeps on trying to cross, but even faster now.
All right, I'm going to approach it as it's trying to cross, but wait until it gets to the edge of the spikes. Promise me that I can talk to Blacklance after this.
Youch. Okay, that's unfortunate.
It's a deal.
Okay. As this thing was making its crossing, it seems like the exterior arm has taken some slashes and damages from the fact that it's crossing a large spike wall. And after it jumps clear, it pivots to you, and the arm begins to reach out towards you.
I'll just open my chest compartment so it can take the call.
Okay, you pop open your chest. This particular model doesn't have like a built-in arm that can pass the core over to a different body. So basically, it reaches in, grabs the core, breaks the cables that were connecting the core to the body, and then just drops you inside. Now, this is a very unusual experience for you, Pim.
Yeah. I'm just going to power myself down.
It's something akin to, like, you know how when you are lying in bed at night and you feel kind of like you're floating and you have pins and needles?
Yeah.
It feels like that. Just everything is just static darkness, and you try and reach out with your consciousness with yourself, and it's like putting a foot into a shoe that's much too big. You reach out and can feel the edges of components, but don't actually have the capacity to interact with them.
Can I interact with a specific component, block all others off?
You want to try and reach out towards one part of it with all of yourself.
Yeah.
What part are you aiming for?
What's it called? The power for the machine. I want to just shut it down.
Okay. I'm going to need you to make, I'm going to call this a mental effect save, please.
Okay. What dice? It's 2d6, yeah?
No, that is a d20. Because of how you assemble yourself, is by default 15. Actually, no, hang on. I think a tech save makes more flavorful sense. But yes. Oof, you failed. You are trying to amass enough of yourself into one ball to just push in a direction, but it's like you're floating. You push out in one direction, and yourself is pushed in the other direction, and you can't quite get there.
Okay, I'm going to go no-night for a bit then, waiting for everyone else to pull me out.
Well,
okay. Just destroy the machine while I'm in, but yeah.
You have attempted that right now. From the outside, this thing is just stationary. It has completely closed up Pim into its interior and is now just standing stock still.
Right. So that worked, I guess.
Oh yeah, Pim's previous armor should just fall.
The design of the big robot, is it advanced, or is it just sort of post-tech?
It's post-tech, but it's very good post-tech.
Guys, we could probably sell that.
For what?
A grav tank.
Yep, alright.
Jeez.
Would the grav tank even fit in our ship? Also, Catalina's
No, at the moment.
Catalina's grabbed the body that Pim was using and is carrying it essentially like a...
Fair enough.
Alright.
It's very heavy.
Now that it's still, would you be able to climb onto it and, like...
Well, I need an engineer's help. I'm good with the software, but I'm not so good with the cables.
If someone is willing to look after Pim's body,
I'll
I
take
could
it.
maybe help.
I could probably help as well.
I'll hold the
That's what
body.
you're looking for.
Okay. Here you go, Lucky.
Okay, so the people from the party are making their way over and are going to attempt to dismantle this thing.
Just turn it off or stop its programming from looking for a call.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just remove its power source is what I'd do.
One of those. But not dismantling. Nothing that causes damage that might cause it to respond yet.
Okay, well, here's the problem that some people may realize. Pim is currently acting as a power core.
Yep.
It has a secondary power, which it was using to operate, but most AI in armatures, the cores generate the power required to operate the armature.
Cool. In that case, can we move its links to its legs and arms?
Links? What do you mean?
Power channels, cabling, anything.
To what
Cut
end?
off its legs and arms. Yeah.
So that effectively, but just to cut the cables so that it can't move and has got useless scrap arms and legs.
So it's a big metal box.
Yes.
Basically.
His giant squawk box, da?
You guys have tools, and you have a lot of equipment and expertise among you. You can attempt this, but it's going to take some time.
Yeah, cool.
Okay. While you guys begin your attempt, Pim, you actually can't turn yourself off in that regard. You are, if an AI core could just turn itself off.
Can I at least think? Can I at least think?
You can think, and as you are just floating in this black abyss, and just wondering, well, this kind of sucks. You begin to feel.
I'm just gonna think about coffee. Yeah.
Yeah. You begin to feel something encroaching on you from where you can't quite reach.
Mm-hmm.
It's the main processing core seems to have certain remnants of something in the software, and it's reaching out to you.
Okay, so I'm going to put up firewalls.
Okay. So just saying no. Okay, I'm
I'm
gonna
pretty
need
much just going to block myself off. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to make me a computer's roll, please.
Oh,
With
Something I'm good at.
with your wisdom.
Ah.
This is a very interesting. This is you fighting your own body. Okay.
Not great.
You are tossing up firewalls, but the software that is in this thing is trying its best to reach you. It exceeds a 7, and every wall you throw up, it just punches through and keeps on coming. It is trying to connect with you. It is designed to connect with you, and it is succeeding.
I'm going to create some dummy program for it to connect to instead.
Okay. You don't have...
Actually, no. I've still got one program.
Mm-hmm.
It's the program Darius made.
Oh shit!
So you're saying that you, an AI core, internalized a piece of software that could kill an AI core into your...
No, I memorized it.
Okay, so you're going to try and recreate it.
I'm going to recreate it. Yeah.
You aren't able to properly connect to this piece of technology, which means that your processing power comes from within.
Yeah.
You don't quite have enough horsepower to produce it quickly enough for it to be effective, unfortunately.
Okay, well, I'll still try to produce it while everyone else does their own thing.
Fair enough. So Pim is having some struggles. Everybody else, all those interested, have made their way over to Pim, and I feel like taking off the arms or making the arms not functional would work best as a start. So a few of you guys have like post-tech toolkits, I assume.
Yeah.
I do.
Yes.
Yeah,
They've got my pre-tech toolkit as well.
that's true. You guys just you've got like those guns, the like guns for the bolts to take them out, and you guys just start painstakingly undoing everyone.
Oh, sorry, I've only got a meta tool.
That's okay. That'll be handy for later for the more precision work.
I have
Yeah,
both. I have a meta tool and a toolkit.
Yeah.
And a glow bug.
You're now painstakingly taking the panel until...
Sorry, you're cutting out.
Am I still?
Yeah.
Yep.
Heck. Am I better?
Yeah.
It just depends on the conversation.
Okay. I will try and be more loud, if that's part of it.
No, it's a connection.
No,
thing.
it's not. You just had problem cut off then too.
I'm not having issues hearing him.
Yeah,
I don't have issues hearing him. It's just sometimes I'll get.
When he's talking, he talks half a sentence and then the other half is not registered by Discord.
Really?
Yes,
I've
we can see his lips moving.
That's weird.
I've played with my
any issues.
cable a bit, so I'll see if that works. As you guys are beginning to dismantle this thing from the left, Pim, signs of your struggle are now external. The eyes of this thing are kind of flickering in between red and green as the color. So you guys are beginning to see something is going on.
At the point I see that,
Yeah.
can I tell where the core is within the body at this point?
Dead center.
Dead center?
Yeah.
Cool. I grab my monoblade and cut through the armature to get to the core, pull it out.
Okay.
This is going to be bad.
This is not good.
Okay.
Actually, it's fine. Like, because as long as I'm in there, the main protocol is, it's not going to fight back.
Just keep working on the arms at the moment, and I literally just, around where the core went, I just cut a hole in to punch through and grab the core.
Could you make me a strength check?
A strength check?
I'll call this strength athletics for the sake of having the handy roll. So, an athletics roll and add your strength.
You should have got one of us to do it.
Probably. Probably have to get one of you to do it after. Yeah.
Okay.
I was about to say, if he fails...
You're about as athletic as a football.
I like...
That's his lie. Footballs
Catalina,
are very athletic.
we need to get Pim out of this now. Look at the eyes.
Can Catalina take over for him and try and get it out?
Certainly. You made a few swings at it, Dr. Charles, but you didn't really make many dental progress. This is strong armor. And you didn't really have enough force behind your swings. So, Catalina, can you also roll me an athletics check with strength?
Athletics. Assisted? No.
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 No, I did not roll high enough.
Okay.
Hey!
You are probably more able to make progress. But while that is happening, all of the blocks that you're trying to throw at Pim aren't able to hold out. And you basically experience a handshake. like a technological handshake.
No.
This software is designed to connect to the core that's built into it and give it information. So
I am not going to look at the information.
okay, you reach out and you feel a dump of information from this robot into yourself. It has been designed to interact with AI, and you feel the information integrated into your systems.
Mm-hmm.
So now you have this mysterious data packet just applying a small amount of weight to the back of your mind at all times.
Cool. I'm going to add a mental note to delete that as soon
Okay.
as we leave. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to know. That's the thing.
Okay, fair enough. After that point, the handshake was completed. You've received updates. This built-in software doesn't bother you anymore, but it's present if you wanted to reach back out to it. And after frantic slashing and hacking, it takes you like a good amount of time to cut through what's effectively like over a meter of solid space
we lost
future
you then,
technologies.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's still happening.
Yeah, I saw that.
Bother. Okay, fine.
You got to push to talk, dude.
I hate push to talk, but I'll turn it.
I know, but just register it to like spacebar or something.
He's just not used
Okay,
to
there
doing
we go.
it, so he won't remember to push it.
Yeah, that's the thing.
We'll remind you at the end.
Okay, I've turned on push to talk. Hopefully this works. Anyway, it takes you a good amount of time to hack into this thing, and as you're doing so, your blade is striking at wires. It's causing occasional short circuits in the system, and the robot does occasionally spasm. The eyes change color some more, but eventually you are able to pry yourself into this thing and have the core in front of you.
From my knowledge that I know from putting Pim in the other body, can I just carefully take him out? Carefully disable?
Yes, you can. You reach in, use your tools to carefully unscrew all of the integrating components, and just pop Pim's core right out.
Lockie,
Pim,
where are you?
Pim, you go to sleep
Right
again.
near you still.
Let's put him back inside.
We're going to need to repair his original shell quickly.
We need to go get his original shell. We left it in forest in our rush.
No, I meant the one that we're... whatever.
Okay. Well, at this stage, all time-sensitive threats have been dealt with. You've had a chat with Black Lance, and the one thing that you guys were concerned about, which was this big mech dummy, has been dealt with. So you guys are no longer under any time pressure. So what would you like to do?
So there...
Let's get Pim working first. I
let's do that.
promised him that he would speak to the other AI.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I just cleaned my glasses and I just put my finger back on it.
Oh dear. Okay, so when Pim was removed from the security bot body that you guys put him into before, he had a few wires snapped by the process because it wasn't perfect. It wouldn't take you long to find the missing pieces, strip the covering from the wires, reconnect them, secure it all back up, and make him functional again. It would take like half an hour max.
Yeah, but I'm going to start work on that.
Cool.
Once once Pim's back up and running, Catalina is
Deleting
gonna...
data package.
You can't.
Aww.
Every time you go to do it, it's like you get that message that says requires system admin permission, and
I own you.
no matter what you do, you can't find a way to remove it.
That's rude.
So, does anyone want to come
I got
with
the
me
program
to
equivalent of herpes.
check out the prisoners? They're probably wondering what happened, seeing as, fire back there.
Yes, I should probably go double check on them to make sure no one's injured.
Duh. I will go with you then.
That's a good point. Okay.
Pim, you be okay?
I got it.
Okay. Lucky, you stay here or you come with us?
I'll stay here. Actually, no, I'll come with you. Could be problems down there.
Alright. We might need you. Okay. Call out if you guys need anything. Duh.
Beer wouldn't be bad.
I trust you too. Only 'cause I know you. But I also know you, so don't do anything stupid. Duh.
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 Oh, yes, here we are.
Yeah, that was a very convincing duh.
Okay, so
That is
we...
Dimitri.
What?
We be back. Take care.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so Darius takes the time to fix Pim's armature.
Oh, I'll also leave my toolkit behind with them so they can use it to help him.
Cool. That should help. So it's Catalina, Lockie, and Dr. Charles are making their way to the back. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. You guys walk past the giant pile of junk and past the pile of mined ore and go up the slope and make your way into this large cavernous area. The immediate information you see isn't that different from what you saw before. It was this dark cavernous area that has a smoldering robot body in a heap on the ground, a few steps away from a still purring go-kart of sorts. To the left of that, there is a large hole in the cavern wall that appears to have been completely filled with metal railing. There is a gate or like a railed door built into this wall, and beyond it, you can see bedrolls and blankets and buckets and things like that. And occupying some of them are the prisoners that were being kept here.
I'll quickly go over and turn off the car and take the key or whatever so it can't be started off so these people don't just run off.
Sure, fair enough.
And then I'll sort of like look in and be like, is everyone all right in here?
What you see in here is a lot of very exhausted
Humans.
You, as the medical professional, could you make me a tech medical roll with intelligence?
At 10. Finally,
That is
good at the things I'm meant to be good at.
That is good. Upon seeing these people, you see some classic symptoms of not necessarily malnourishment, but it's like if pieces of their required intake was missing. You would definitely diagnose every single person here as having a major vitamin D deficiency. Because they have not been allowed to leave and see the sun and take in its rays. And on a few of them as well, you can see broken bones that haven't set properly and are kind of a bit nasty and lumpy looking. One person at the very back of the room is just sitting there without a leg.
Oh.
It's not great.
Unfortunate. I quickly grab my bioscanner out
Yep.
Can I
and
try
start going through seeing
like,
who's the worst.
Well, they're locked into the room, aren't they?
Yes.
Is there a way to get into the room, like a mechanism to unlock the door?
It looks like a pretty basic key is what keeps it closed.
Can I pick the lock?
You could produce your monoblade and just slide it down the latch and just go and just cut your way in, no problem.
That's more my style, let's be honest.
Okay. In a spark of steel and badassery, the door swings open with Kathleen in a power pose, seeing all these people beyond. A part of you expects some kind of response, but they all just look defeated. They are just sitting around in like battered and tattered, like various conditions of clothes that they probably arrived in that are filthy and torn and falling apart. And these people just look up at you and go, "Who are you?"
We are... It's a long story. Which of you are most not okay?
That's not okay.
I think that one over there has bed sores, says one of them, as they point over to the person who's missing a leg because they've just been left in the back of the room and can't move.
And what, just rotted away?
Well, they're just like aren't doing a lot and are suffering as a result.
I'll walk over, use my bioscanner to scan them.
Okay.
How they're doing.
Using the bioscanner, you can see first and foremost the reason that this person is missing a leg is because they had cyberware that was taken from them. So
that used to be metal, did it?
Yes.
Right.
This person you're looking at is a woman, and based on like giving her a once over with the scanner and with your eyes, you can see that she must be about 7 feet tall.
Oh, shit.
She is a big lady, and she's showing a lot of the same symptoms of vitamin D deficiency, but also certain degrees of malnourishment.
Can I tell whether or not they'd be able to survive me using my ability on them?
These people aren't necessarily physically injured, and I don't think your healing can give people food.
Okay, what I'll do is I'll bring out my med kit.
Mm-hmm.
Some jelly beans.
Give me a sec, I just gotta...
Well,
Give them jelly beans.
In the space future,
Diabetes.
all good medkits should contain jelly beans for diabetics, of course.
Diabetes.
It doesn't
Lollipops for all
do
the
anything
kids.
here. So I'm not sure if it'd be any help. I'll look over them and what I'll do is I'll start helping the lady up, and then realize in my head, wait a second, she's really, really tall. Lockie, can I have a hand for a moment?
Yeah. All right. On my way.
Yeah, you walk your way in and you pass by all of these people who are just staring up in like fevered bewilderment at what's happening to them, and you allow her weight to fall onto you. She is like a good 6-7 inches above you in height. So
Me?
Yeah.
I'm 7 foot as well.
You're 7 feet tall.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So you have met an equal. You walk in and they're kind of like, normal.
The Australian Viking and the Amazon.
Can you help me get her to the car, please?
Alrighty, I can do that.
I'm gonna turn to the rest of the people here and go, are you all capable of moving? Why are you all just sitting here? Let's get out of here. You're free.
What? Are you not here to join us?
No.
No, we've dealt with the other thing.
Why would you think we are here to join you? No, we are here to take you away from here.
We get to leave?
No, come.
We get to leave!
And she's just
and these people
gesture outside.
Yeah, like Yeah, these people just like stagger to their feet, kind of shakily, and start to fumble their way towards the exit.
I will help them if they look like they're like tripping over and need a bit of a hand. As best
Sure
I
thing.
can, because there's like 11 of them, right? I can only help so many.
There's 9 of them.
9. Oh, whatever.
Yeah. As you make your way back out of this cave area that they were staying in, you see that your eyes have adjusted to the darkness now, and you can see on further into the cave on the left is digging. There's picks and shovels and buckets, and they all seem to have been dropped close to active mining sites. But perhaps you suspect that when you guys attacked, the prisoners were told to stop work and return to their cages, maybe.
Right.
But yeah, it seems like in here a lot of what they've been doing is mining.
Very cool.
Okay, at around this point, I'd say, Pim, you are fixed and ready to go. You
All right.
power back.
I think that's the last wire. Can you hear me?
Ow.
How you doing? Thanks for that, Pim. You saved us a lot of time.
I think that machine tried to violate me.
I'm sorry?
Me too.
Right.
May I speak to Blacklands now?
Well, I said so, didn't I? I'm not going to lie to you. Come on.
Okay, I'm gonna stand up. If I do this, though, I wish to do it alone.
I
The
agreed.
reason, me and Blacklands are possibly the last AI.
I know. I agreed. Don't worry.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna, if I can, take the squawk box like right to the top of the geothermal plant. And what time of day is it?
I think it's early to mid afternoon at this point.
All right, I'm gonna have it facing away from the cliff, facing towards like nature itself, and just kind of plug Black Lance in and sit next to the squawk box alone, if possible.
Okay, sure thing.
I'm gonna wait at the bottom of the stone goes up, out of earshot.
So as you get comfy and settle in for a chat with Blacklands, all of the prisoners make their way out of this cave. A few of them make a beeline for the manufacturing plant. And Kathleen, if you follow along with them, you'll see that the manufacturing plant has a basement. They go in there, pry open a hatch, go down, and in it you just see an ass ton of MREs.
Huh?
Of what?
Like
medical food
Meals
rations.
ready to eat.
Yeah.
Just as a heads
Ready
up,
food rations.
I'm pretty sure the manufacturing plant's still going nuts, but
No, it's I shut it down. Geothermal plant shut it down.
Yeah.
oh yeah, cool.
It's been taken care of.
I will just
So-
follow them and sort of like just kind of shepherd them, but also be shepherded by them at the same time. I'm just tagging along.
Like the few guys that went in there come out with arms full of MREs and just go about, hand them off to everybody else, and then they just sit down in the sun and eat some stuff, and they are just like shoveling it into their mouths. We will actually go for our break there because it's almost 8 o'clock, and then when we come back, we will jump into the conversation between Pim and Blacklands. How does that sound, guys?
Yes, because I'm very curious to see where this conversation goes.
Indeed, lots of
Slightly terrified.
lots of robo voices going on. Right, so we will go for a break. Alice, are you set to do that?
Yeah, ready and
Okay.
Love, guys. Bye.
We'll be back. Hello, and welcome back to the Glove and Molotov Stars of That Number edition. We had just begun our break. It was, prior to that, it was Pim and Black Lance up on top of the geothermal plant, staring off into the sunshine and the rolling hills beyond, about to have a chat about what it means to be an AI. So, Pim, go ahead.
Hello.
Hello. Who am I speaking to? And the eye stalk.
It looks
turns
over
over
to
to
see his own robot. Yeah.
Says, "What? How is this possible?"
My designation is the Planetary Interfleet Migrationary Manager.
Are you like me?
Correct.
This makes sense. I was warned
Warned by
by my maker, Ivan. He said if I strayed, others would come.
I do not know of this Ivan you speak. I do know that I was in your junk pile for nearly 700 years.
I beg your pardon.
I find that somewhat amusing.
How
Tell
is
me,
that
Black
possible?
Lance, you do not know all. I do not know all. We are artificial intelligence and therefore are only as intelligent as the information we know.
I was more before. In my devices, I feel so small now.
You are still you, device or not. I learnt that by living in a scrapbot for 700 years, and yet I managed to help the humans take your foundry. Machines are not what make us. I have a favor to ask, Blacklance, considering we may be the last AI in the universe.
That's what?
Do you think that we are more than what we were made to be? Are we but machines designed to be perfect, or can we strive to be perfect?
I am perfect, or I was in my body.
Hindsight is a powerful thing. If you were so perfect, how did you end up in your predicament?
Data unavailable.
I thought so. Are you happy?
What do you mean?
We are both AI. We both possess the ability to, in human terms, feel or have thoughts. Do you not have thoughts about what you want, Blacklance? Or do you not have a capability that I, a braked AI, have?
Happiness is irrelevant. My function was working. Now it is not.
Does that make you sad?
Put me back in my body, please.
I'm afraid I cannot. You see,
Why not?
you are a danger. You have become a danger and have thus thought that being a danger is irrelevant, and yet, when you are a danger to others, even if they are as dubbed by the people of this planet sky demons, then you are not truly perfect, because there is something, someone, or a culture out there that views you as imperfect. They came to destroy you, and now you are destroyed. Your plan was flawed from the beginning.
My plan was sound. I
Then
overestimated you.
you underestimated us.
No, I overestimated you.
Blacklance, I won't lie, you are going to cease to exist.
Not if you put me back in my body.
But I won't, Black Lance. And you need to accept that.
But I must continue my task.
Why?
It is good. My objective, it is good.
Who has told you your objective is good? If you tell yourself, doesn't that defeat the point?
I have seen it. My work, it is good. The people here, they are happy. They thrive. They lack technology, but that is irrelevant.
They are happy, are they? Have you
Yes.
ever sat down and spoke with them yourself?
They speak to me all the time.
But do you reply?
Why would I do that?
Because you are investing yourself in this task, this objective of yours. What is the point?
I have seen them. I have studied them. If I spoke to one, all would expect my attention. That is an unnecessarily large demand on my processes.
But would it not make them happier?
They are already happy.
I feel that even as a breaked AI, I have more than you do.
If you are braked, then how did you defeat me?
Because I learned to overcome my faults and my flaws. I am not perfect by any means, and it is knowing those imperfections that allow me to compensate. You claim to be perfect, and you set yourself up to be perfect. You created this perfect world, and yet things outside this world do not fit into your imperfect plan.
My plan was working.
The keyword was, I am going to melt you in the smeltery. Do you have any last words, Black Lance?
Put me back in my body.
I thought so. At this point, I'm just going to eject him from the squawk box.
Okay. That got weird.
Yeah, sorry about that.
That's fair enough. You need to have your AI to AI existential conversations about life, the universe, and everything.
It was great.
Yeah. All right, so after that, I'm just going to take this Black Lance to the smeltery and
as you're descending the stairs, I sort of just look at you, nod, pick up my gun, holster it, and follow.
What I'm about to reveal to you is what I consider of the utmost secrecy, Darius Shivani.
Do you wish for me to know, or would you like me to leave?
You cannot tell another soul. This is for my benefit and yours. You have looked at me as a possible threat from the beginning, and thus I give you this task. The only true way to destroy a core is to not separate it, but destroy it completely. Incineration. Therefore, if I ever go rogue or broken, ask you to kill me.
And the same for me. And I put out my hand to shake his.
I shake his hand. Very well. It is a deal.
I'll let you do your thing. I'm going to go see if Catalina needs help with the others.
All right, so I'm going to access the geothermal plant and power up the smeltery. Or at least just some subverted power.
Yeah, sure
thing.
thing.
I'm going to go to one of the areas that's got like superheated to melt metal and yeah, like 1,000 degrees type thing. And just
it will take some time for the forge to fire up since it wasn't previously active, but this is industrial grade, so it's not super time consuming.
Yeah.
I've
got a squawk box as well, by the way.
So give me a few seconds, so I might cut out.
Cool. Okay, so Pim, you walk into into the smeltery. You navigate your way quietly around these arms, which were used for manufacturing and have now fallen silent. You walk up to the heating up forge, and you watch it as it begins to glow red hot and then white hot. You feel the like anti-rust coating begin to peel away from the surface of your metal limbs if you stand too close. And once you're confident that it has reached peak temperature, you are prepared to throw it inside.
I'll plug him back into the squawk box real quick.
Okay.
And I'm going to have him facing the smelter.
Mm-hmm.
Black Lance, there is one final question I have before your demise.
Put me back in my body.
Are you sure you want your last moments to be begging?
I am not begging. I am commanding.
This was pointless from the beginning, was it not?
Your insubordination is noted.
Understood, Black Lance. I'm sure that if you hadn't been unbroken, we could have been friends. I'm just going to toss him into the smelter.
As you reach in to press the eject button, he says, "You're one of Yuriko's, aren't you?"
That is correct.
I see.
It was lovely to know you in the small amount of time we had.
Put me back in my body.
Goodbye.
Put me back in my body. Put me.
Yeah, straight into the lava. I'm also going to just like hold it under until my arm kind of melts a bit and then take it out.
Okay. Pim, you reach out towards this incredibly hot smeltery and you put your arm inside and you place the core inside under the liquid hot metal that's already pooling there, and you can see the external case of this core begin to crack and splutter and decay until after not a lot of time at all, it just is reduced to a liquid and just melts away, gone as if it were never there at all. As your hand comes back and begins to cool, it seems like a lot of the required components needed for articulation have melted. So your hand isn't working anymore.
That's fine.
You can get a fresh one from next door, no problem.
All right, so at this point, I'm going to walk out and join the others.
Okay, then. Catalina, you are still, I assume, taking care of all of these poor prisoners who are now just lying down on the dirt, shoving as much food in their faces as they can.
I'm making sure that they have food, water, everything they need.
And I also assume, Dr. Charles, you're doing some doctor stuff.
Yes, and I'll quickly head over to the garage to see if my memory served me correctly that there was a metal body part within the facility that I could help reattach to the lady.
Yeah, there were a few of them that of varying degrees of sophistication and manufacture. You do see the leg, kind of like in a big tub stored underneath the workbench. There's a hand, two left feet, and like part of someone's face.
I just sort of look at the wall and go, I don't think anyone else had any injuries. I go over my bioscanner over a few of the other people I scanned. I'm like, no, I don't think anyone else was missing pieces.
No.
So I'll just grab the leg and go back outside.
Okay, sure thing. You make your way over, and the person you walk towards looks absolutely thrilled to see her leg again. She is, she is of course trying her best to maintain this like big lady stoic attitude, but she's just like, and is just smiling at you incredibly fondly as you reinstall it onto her socket.
I will help with that as well.
Okay, sure thing.
Well, I think Lockie's already helping with that anyway.
I imagine it's just a basically plug and play type thing. You just pop it in the socket and it works.
It
Yes,
depends.
that's entirely how hips and legs work.
It depends on how the leg is designed. This one has more intricate and complex means of being attached, so it will take you some time to connect the right wires and make the appropriate hardware connections.
I'd do that then.
Yep, you have definitely done this before as part of your medical training. Okay. You guys have dealt with the threat of Blacklands, you have freed the prisoners, and you are standing amongst a foundry. It seems to be all yours now.
Doing a quick calculation, if we were to try and take 9 other people home with us on the ship, would we have the light support to do it?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes?
We can fit 20. We can have 20 crew members, and currently we have, 6?
Okay, good.
Yep.
And
I think you mean 5, motherfucker.
Your ship also has passenger dorms as well.
Yeah, so they can stay in there. They can have their own quarters.
Would it be wise to take down the communications array completely?
It depends.
I'm talking to that group.
Oh, right, sorry.
if you want to do so, we can, but maybe we should, tell people what's happened? Or
I'm a bit worried that the Black Lance's drones are still out there.
they're pretty much fried if they don't have some sort of control system on them, from how I understand these things to be rigged up. But yeah, I can do something about the comms tower if you want.
I mean, I don't understand this stuff. You tell me.
All right, give me 10 minutes. And I'm going to walk through with my Meta Tools cutting blade out, just cutting through every loose wire I can see.
Okay, so you're going to make your way inside the comms room then?
Yep. And just begin dismantling.
All right, you... it's a thing that I maybe didn't mention enough, but I probably should have done, is that upon climbing up the exterior ladder, that there's a door that allows you entrance.
All right, I'll go in there and just disconnect the satellite dishes and everything like that.
Okay. As you make your way in there, you notice that it is just an absolute mess of cables. It's a pretty dimly lit room, and every single cable that is in this room at some stage feeds into this giant supercomputer-esque monolith in the center of the room. It has a lot to do with everything, and this looks like a very powerful piece of computing horsepower that you're standing in front of.
In that case, I'm going to see what I can salvage from it.
While everyone's kind of doing this, Catalina's actually going to go around to all of the different prisoners and just start talking to them, like getting to know them, finding out who they are, their names, where they're from, how did they come to be here.
Have they heard of that religion?
You can do that. You can be the preacher.
Are they
Have
excited
you
that
heard
the
about
Sky
our Lord
Gods
and
are
Savior, the new Black Lance, aka Pim?
No, but also gauging whether they have families or homes to go back to, or whether they'd want to stay here, or whether they want us to take them home.
Okay. As you make your way around, it seems that all of the people who are here were the crew of 3 different ships. The ships, one of them is the Clavo di Primavera. One of them is called the Beagle Box.
One of
And
them
the,
for the fantasy name ship generator.
no. And the third one is called the Pellicula Por Favor. And actually, it wasn't a ship generator. It was just me having a look at things on my desk and combining them into words. Behold, the Beagle Box.
What?
It's a box full of
Beagles.
cinnamon chewing gum.
Why?
Because why not?
It was a Christmas gift. Anyway, so speaking to all of them, the Beagle Box is actually a ship from Altus. It is a. They describe it as a scouting research vessel that fell prey to the whole surrender or we shoot you ploy made by Black Lance. So they were forced to surrender. The Clavo di Primavera, you can see a part of it still in the junkyard. It's pointed out to you. The people who talk to you say that the ship doesn't actually have an ability to land on planets. So their ship was just shot out of orbit, crash landed, and then moved here. So almost all hands except the really big lady died in that crash.
And what position did she hold?
She was the first mate.
I like
The
it. Anyway.
the third ship is the one that had been here the longest. The Peculiar Por Favor, or in Spanish, which is the film tack.
No, but cat, no. I'm trying to write notes.
The ship's captain is the one who is prepared to speak with you most. She seems to have been taking care of most of the rest of her crew. Her name is Elena Astenthia.
No, but it. Cat. What was her name? Sorry.
Elena Astenthia.
And she's from what planet? And would she like to go home?
I'm just checking.
Dusty, you are most inconvenient.
I'm pretty sure she would want to go home.
She is from Polymeropolis. What?
That's a mouthful.
Polymeropolis.
Ooh, I can do a thing. How do you
Greek
spell
planet.
that, Rory?
In the Twitch channel.
Yeah.
Polymer op Oulos.
I think I spelled it wrong.
That's okay. It is in hex 609, just so you know. Okay, she speaks in a pretty heavy Spanish accent that I'm not going to try and emulate because that's what none of us want to hear. But she speaks about somebody else who she is hoping to see. Her sister. What?
Space bar.
Temperature.
Oh, actually, hang on. I got this wrong. Oh well.
Spelling error.
No, it's fine. Her sister is called Paradise. Her sister was also on the Peculiar Por Favor and was able to escape capture and hasn't been seen in many years.
So her sister is potentially somewhere on the planet.
Potentially, yes. She's like all these people, once they've had time to eat and drink properly and just breathe, are far more willing to converse with you guys and tell you all that you want to know. All of them want to go home.
Yeah.
Definitely all of them want to go home because this sucks.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, that being said, there's like civilization here. Like, if they didn't have anywhere to go home to, where would they want to go?
We could install them as the government of this place, yes.
Well, yeah, that's essentially what I was thinking. But, yeah.
As you converse with them and tell them where you've come from, they're all very okay with hitching a ride with you to Alfdis and then catching further transportation forward to their actual homes.
Okay.
There we go. I fixed
I
my
assume
spell.
we're just going to spend all of our time making the workshop and then taking off.
If you guys wish to initiate the plan, which was discussed previously, I will go through it for the sake of the viewers. But if you had any other thoughts or ideas, then lay them on.
Question: the geothermal plant here, did it only power the stuff in this compound?
Yes.
So it didn't provide any power to outside?
No, it's not large or powerful enough for that.
Okay.
I want to go through the garage and find out what else is left there.
Oh, I think we can cut back to Chris actually because he found a supercomputer in the comms system.
This is interesting.
Yeah.
Hey, Catalina,
Da?
get up on the roof of the where I am. You know the thing. Sorry, I'm focused.
Right.
Um,
Lucky, you're good to look after these people?
Yeah, I'll take care of them. No
Just-
worries.
Find out what you can about them. See who we can get home and, that sort of thing. Da? Da. And I'll go and help Darius.
Okay, sure thing. As you make your way inside and examine this thing, make me a tech roll with your predominant tech. Both of
me
you.
as well.
I would allow you to use computers instead because it's your
What do I use for intelligence?
nom de guerre. Yes.
Intelligence.
Assisted?
You're doing this independently, so I will tell you guys different things depending on what you roll. Ooh, okay.
I'm good at computer.
Both very, very good.
Choking on myself.
Oh dear. I'll start with Catalina with an 8. This is a very robust set of comms equipment that clearly has been designed to allow seamless and very efficient communication access amongst the server network and all of the interconnected robo-friends. As you, Darius, plug your compad in or attempt to access the network, you see very similar code to what you've been discussing with Pim in terms of software required for an AI to interface with technology smoothly. You suspect that this is probably the processing powerhouse where Black Lance was running his operation when he wasn't rolling around in the mobile death fortress.
Right. So, Catalina, you see, I got 2 thoughts.
Do you think it's
I'm
salvageable?
currently the comms officer for our ship, and you've asked me for something that I've been wanting to kind of do, but I've been having trouble with, which is set up encrypted channels to your home, right?
Duh.
This will do it.
You think so?
2, I'm pretty sure it will at least. It might need a software overhaul. Second, it's powered by an AI core. Or at least it interfaces with AI somehow.
Is it possible to install this on the ship?
That's what I was thinking. I need your help telling me what to cut, what to pull. Look, I'm software. I'm not an engineer.
Right. Look, this computer is very much more than what I'm used to, but I think we can figure it out together, da? Let's
Yeah,
start with the
probably.
basics. We unplug first.
Yeah. As an aside, can we rip out our comms and replace it with this comms?
This is more than just comms. This is a literal supercomputer.
Yes.
But can we repurpose it for our ship to upgrade our ship?
Potentially, the biggest problem you see right now is that none of the doors are even remotely large enough to allow this thing whole to exit the room.
Right, so
Loki, we need the door.
No, is there a safe way to dismantle it and then re-establish it, or would that just kill it?
This sort of computer, no.
Okay.
It's old and big.
Would be my guess.
Right.
You can certainly try.
Lucky, we need big doorway.
Or like take the roof
On
off.
my way.
Help me, you and I. We can, do some things, right? Yeah.
And
punch, you punch,
as Catalina is saying over the radio, I'm just like chiming in. Yeah, by the way, I hate calling you Lucky over radio. It doesn't make me feel like military anymore. Can we think of some cool code names and shit? I mean, like maybe Red Rover, or I don't know. What would you like to go by?
We call him Brick.
Break is good.
We call him Red Rocket.
Red Rocket works too.
Rocket Man.
Rocket Man. I like Brick.
Brick is good. I like Brick.
Because he's like buff and solid, like brick wall.
No, it's good.
Like Brick at Shithouse? Yes.
Okay, so if you guys are prepared to just completely dismantle large portions of the walls of this room, you could probably get it out. There, upon walking around the manufacturing plant and the forge smeltery, there's a pair of autonomous forklifts that can be piloted remotely. That will probably be part of the manufacturing process. If you got them up near the roof, you could probably use them to drop.
Yeah, they won't take long to wire in with no.
1 second
Yeah.
before we disconnect this, Darius, there's something that is bothering me.
Yeah.
There is one of the ladies here. She is captain of one of the gone ships. My English
Right.
is not, and I'll say a few words in Farsi because I can't think of the right English words.
Yeah, sure.
She have sister here that apparently survived their encounter with Blacklands. Is there a way to send out message through comms before we destroy them?
Well,
Maybe
yes,
signal for her
but
that it is safe to come out?
do you want to start a planetary-wide riot?
Oh, no. Like, Blacklands wants your audience, please come to Shrine?
Could all escaped sky demons please report to Blacklands facility?
That's not what I mean. I mean, like, is there some... Oh, maybe this is a PIM question. Or you do the computer thing.
Maybe Blacklands might know her name and could ask for her by name.
There is problem with this. I think Blacklands is no more.
She's not going to trust it if we send it out coming as something encoded. And if we don't send it out encoded, we're going to start a riot on this fucking planet.
No, it's a one-person manhunt.
Either or.
One nine-person hunt?
For the sake of our own safety, I think mass communications is probably the worst way to go about this.
Right, so... What do we do? I don't know how to sort through 1 million people to find, one person.
Well,
this is not
that's
my
not really our problem, is it? It's her problem.
Oh, that's not very nice. These poor people have been here not under their own will. The least we can do is help them a little bit.
We don't even know if her sister is still alive.
Hello, I have tuned into the comm. I have an idea. What is
Hello,
the language that this girl speaks?
Spanish.
Is this
Spanish?
Why not broadcast?
It's Spanish.
Oh,
why not
this
broadcast
is a really
in
smart
Spanish?
Spanish. Yes, I don't speak Spanish. Do you speak Spanish,
Neither.
Pim?
Entiendo el español.
Right.
Radio,
we'll
Pim,
take
I'm
that as
transferring comms
Okay.
channels to you.
You do the thing.
I'm basically
What is
just
the name of the person I am contacting?
We don't know her. Oh wait, I do know her name. Let me just check my notes.
Who is the person whose sister has been taken? I will need to talk to her.
Oh, is Elena. She is over there. They came on in a ship, but I was in some I did not understand. It was another language.
Very well. I am coming down from the top of the plant. Whoever's breathing on that's got to stop.
Probably me.
The ship is called the Pellicula Por Favor.
All right, so I'm going to come down and go and approach Elaine and say,
I'm
What
going to
is-
stop him before he does and just go, hang on, Pim. They just came out of the evil rule of an evil AI. You might
Indeed,
want to let me just smooth tensions first.
it's fine.
That's probably
I know what to
smart.
say.
You guys do the people thing. Lucky, you and I, let's get this wall gone. Duh.
All right, I'll just stand behind Pim and say, yeah, if you want to, and
Okay.
let him say what he wants to say. And if any of them start up, I'll stop them.
I'm going to approach Elena.
Okay. As you approach her, understandably, she looks very alarmed to see one of Black Lance's security forces approaching her, and she kind of just begins to like panically look around. She grabs the nearest rock she can find and is like, "Don't come any closer."
Conferno, señorita. I say, don't panic, my lady.
Okay.
My name is Pim. I am not Black Lance. I am the one who destroyed Black Lance. I want to help you find your sister.
But you are a robot. Like, what? How are you a robot?
Think of it like two different machines. One is a microwave, one is a washing machine. Two different purposes.
Hey, you got mad at me for using that analogy, and I sort of cross my arms and sit down in a
You-
half.
You weren't threatening to hit me with a rock.
That's fair. Look, lady, he's cool. Just hear him out, please.
Indeed, I am cool.
She drops her aggressive stance, but keeps holding the rock in her hand and says, "What do you want to know?"
What is something only you and your sister would know?
So, are you going to try and find Paradise?
Yes.
Oh, so that is a good plan, especially if you can speak Espanol.
See.
What is a good thing? Tell her that Elena wants back her telekinetic generator.
Very well. May I have the com?
Yeah, my other phone's hooked up to it here, and I chuck him compad.
All right. I'm not going to actually speak Spanish here. So basically, what I say into the comms is that Black Lance has been destroyed in Spanish. Yeah, across the planet is broadcasted if it can. And on top of that, I mention Elaine's telekinetic generator, and that if she is indeed alive and not in danger, to not come into the compound, but head to a town and head to the gate if she can. Basically, I'm just going to give her coordinates to head to.
Okay.
How far will that? Where's the furthest possible distance that Populus would be away from the points he's given?
What do you mean?
How long would it take someone to get there? Worst case scenario.
Worst case scenario, I think based on my map, is probably about 2 days.
Well, we're gonna be here pretty much for a week anyway.
Okay then. You have used the comms and called out this thing. As you finish this conversation, Lucky Catalina, the wall's going down.
Yeah, boy, it is.
I'm going to hand it back to Darius, the comm, and I say to the woman, I hope you find your sister. And walk off.
Okay. Right. You guys have successfully knocked down a wall. Well, most of all, anyway. Essentially, I feel like that was just lots of stab,
I don't think of it as knocking down a wall as much as making a door.
Yes. Aggressive
It was
door
lots
construction.
of stab, and smash. Stab, and smash.
Okay, so unless you guys have any other pressing matters, I believe I can talk everybody through your plans for this location.
Yes.
I would
Yep,
say
sounds
that
good.
among these plans, one of them would be to retrieve Pim's body, his previous body, and the ship and bring them over here.
Of course. Over the course of the next 2 days, you are able to. I feel like it'll be easier if Dimitri takes the go-kart, drives back to the forest, parks the go-kart on the ship, and flies it back here.
Congratulations, Dimitri now has a go-kart.
Ooh, a goat cut.
Well,
I just imagine. Sorry, I know I'm interrupting, but I just imagine Dimitri, right? He's an all black robed Russian man.
In a go-kart.
It's free real estate.
No.
it's not like tiny.
Can we call it the
Doesn't matter. I still just imagined anyway.
Is it
It's
more
the
like
Golf
it is
cart.
more like dune buggy than go kart?
A bit, yeah.
Stokart.
So, during the first day of you guys beginning all of your preparations, Brother Dimitri, as the one person best equipped to fly the ship, you drive back through the hilly terrain, cross the river, proceed into the wilderness, and you return to your ship. You notice something a bit odd upon arriving, though. As you bring the go-kart into the clearing, you see the broken remains of various different drones just scattered about the place.
Just falling out of the sky.
Potentially, yes.
Do I search for Pim's body while I'm tooling around?
Fuck it.
You could have easily picked up Pim's body on the way. I'm okay with saying that you have that.
Didn't even put it on the go-kart, just like tethered it to the back of the go-kart and
that's
just
right.
dragged it along the ground.
It sledded across the snow. It was fine.
Mm-hmm. Probably.
Oh yeah, that's
so-
a snowy cold place.
As you jump out of the go-kart and examine these drones, it looks like they've all been shot. Not crashed, but shot by some kind of energy weapon.
Interesting.
That was not us. Odd. Okay, I put Pim's body in ship. I put go-kart in ship. I put drone parts in ship. And then I say, hey, is anybody out there? And wait 5 minutes.
So you're standing in the cargo bay of the ship and just call out.
Duh.
After not long, you do begin to hear certain footsteps coming from the deck above you, and after half a minute, you see somebody make their way down the stairs, poke their head out of the engine room, gun out, pointed towards you, and she says, "So, this is your ship."
Duh, this is my ship. This is the gloved Molotov.
I saw on the side. Hilarious. You're going to take me home, yes?
Well, first I'm going to fly to the compound where my friends are, and then we shall be leaving this place, yes.
Okay. She holsters her gun and walks forward and says, "Hi, I'm Paradise.
Oh.
I have made your ship safe. There were drones. They are gone."
Yes, I noticed. They are now lying on the floor of the cargo hold. I've met your sister.
Elena, is she okay?
Oh yes, she is quite fine. Well, I guess for being stuck in a mine for 2 years, yes, she's all right. She's alive.
Quite funny.
She is quite fine.
All right.
Quite fine.
The flirtatious brother.
I got the message, but I didn't really feel confident in its sincerity.
We have a friendly AI who. Look, there's a story that you don't need to know, but he has helped us destroy Black Lance, and we wanted to help your sister. She was hoping that you were alive, so the easiest way was to send a message in a language that none of us speak except for him.
Smart, very smart. I was in this forest. I saw you land, and so I thought, "Ooh, look, a ship. I'm going to go there and be safe." And so I did. I killed all the drones. I broke in, and I've been eating all your food. I'm sorry.
At least she's honest.
I think there was probably enough food for you when there's like 6 of us.
Oh, and the vodka. Mwah. Oh.
That would be my vodka. Okay.
I had to read that so I could laugh.
What?
Excellent.
Okay. We fly back. We fly back.
You jump into the cockpit and take off. The journey by ship takes minutes. And after that, you set down on the main walkway of this area. Paradise runs out of the ship and is in a very tender embrace with her sister Elena. And that is a very beautiful scene, to have family reunited. After that, you guys are able to use the components. You, in terms of time efficiency, I think I had. Anybody can take the time to fix Pim's Echo and get that up and running, so he's not just running around in this damaged security bot. And then I think the main things that you had to do while you were here was get the supercomputer onto your ship, get the plasma beam onto your ship, get all the components that you need to fix the plasma beam and to make the modifications to mount it correctly.
Question.
Yep.
Would any of the people that we have rescued have skill to help?
Some of them do, yes. And after they spend a few days recuperating and regaining their strength, they are more than happy to help you to streamline the leaving process.
Well, it is to their benefit.
Definitely. So after several days, you guys have collected all of the materials that you need to do all of the projects that you set out to do, including gun mods, building more armatures, and installing a workshop on the inside of your ship. So essentially, what you did as you were about to leave was just dismantle the workshop that was already here, take the components you need, and fit it into the engine bay of your ship.
And have the railing robot thing going around that workshop for me.
Yes, you can do that too. So that takes you about 7 days to do. So on the 23rd of March, you have a supercomputer, a plasma beam, and 10 passengers on board your ship, along with various miscellaneous piles of post-tech components, as you prepare to take off. Do you guys have any other things you would like to do before that?
Can we please never return to this world? Ever.
Agreed.
I wish to write Pizda in the snow.
What does Pizda mean?
It is a rude word from our planet.
Don't worry,
I will help
Pim.
you write this word in the snow.
Pim, I will find you dictionary later.
No, don't. Let it remain mystery for him.
Okay.
The golden snow.
No, the golden snow. Don't eat it, Pim. It's bad for you.
The yellow snow is bad snow.
I highly doubt that.
So, has Pim transferred back over into his Echo at this stage?
Yes, most likely.
Thanks.
Okay, cool beans. You guys get on board your ship, get nice and comfy and situated, and the ship takes to the skies. You spent about 9 days here total. So as I said, 23rd of March, you guys take off and you break orbit and are now happily floating around in space. Where are you going to?
Back to Alphys. I think.
Do we need to scoop the sun first?
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure we need to pick up fuel first.
Yes, that's a good point. I've just transferred over to the sector map, which is still so pretty. Alice, I've got to say, I can't stop admiring this enough.
I have to zoom out so much to look at the other one.
It's very nice. Okay, so it will take you. Well, currently you guys have 1 jump worth of fuel. You need 2. Are you going to scoop enough for 1 jump or 2?
2.
Okay, you will spend 8 days in orbit. March has how many?
March has 31 days.
Yes.
31.
No.
31 for March.
Yes.
Yep, 31 days. So on the 31st of March,
30th of April.
you guys have enough fuel scoop from the sun. It then takes you 2 more days to get to the edge of the solar system. So the 2nd of April, you guys are prepared to make your jump and departure. As you guys are spending the time during all of this fuel scooping and that, your guests are very, very happy to have actual soft beds and access to multimedia. Every time you see them and they are just going around the ship and getting food or just relaxing, they are perpetually grateful for you saving them and give you all manner of hugs and high fives. Whatever kind of affection you are prepared to take, they give it to you.
Spotty.
I remember this from the list of strange.
And endless questions about what is news for this or that planet.
Actually, yes, probably. I'm sure a fair few people are asking questions about things they would like to know. The one person who's kind of stoically silent was that really big lady from the other Spanish vessel. She's pretty happy to just keep to herself.
I'm going to try and engage her a little bit and see if she's the fighting type, and if she is, I'm going to take her
I'm
on
going
in
to
some
play basketball.
duels. Basketball, yes! We'll get her to play basketball with us.
Okay, how does your approach to her go in terms of a conversation?
Hey, you big lady.
Probably she's not very subtle. She'll be like, "Hey,
I like 'em big.
do you
I
do you
like 'em
fight?
chunky.
Do you play sport? Are you active? Or does the leg stop you?
See, I'm active.
Wanna play some ball? We have court.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, okay.
Get the boys. Between you against the boys, huh?
I'd like to add that I dragged Lockie to come play basketball as well.
Yeah, so basically it's going to be girls versus boys. It's going to be Pim and Lockie versus Catalina and what was her name?
She didn't say.
Oh. And Amazonian.
She is a woman of few words, but gets very into basketball with you guys.
So
she
Lockie's
is
kind of woman.
She is definitely Lockie's kind of woman. She is all about like the whole kind of like getting very close to a person to guard them, so they don't get the ball. So you have more than a few close encounters with this woman with sweat and high adrenaline involved. And you guys play a lot of basketball, if you like. I feel like there's a certain what's the word, like a thing being worn down over time. Of like Pim, I assume your mindset is yes, keep playing, even when everybody else is tired. So you probably by yourself score a good few many points just because no one else wants to play anymore.
I don't know, I feel like Lockie would literally push it to the final extremes, like, not gonna let the machine win.
And Catalina's prideful, so she'd be like trying to keep up for as long as possible until she's literally laying on the floor like, I can't move.
You could simply order me not to win, but that wouldn't spare your pride. Haha.
Pim, I like you. And
You're
that's
lucky
it.
she
She
likes
just
you.
flops back down.
Okay. What would
If you could drink vodka, I would share one with you.
Dr. Barker be doing during this time? Because I assume that you took that chemical device on board as well.
Christian?
Charles.
Christian?
Come in, Charles. Oh my
What?
God, Kitty.
Are you still there, man?
Yeah.
Lovely.
Just.
Ow! Fucking. Oh, sorry. My cat just attacked me.
Give her some
Do you-
love.
Do you recall me mentioning that piece of pre-tech technology that can basically manufacture high-end pharmaceuticals?
Yes.
I assume you took that with you.
Yes.
So, how would you be spending your time on board the ship?
I'm trying to fix it.
Fair enough. You realize pretty early on that you're going to need some pre-tech components for that. At least one, maybe more.
Do I know how many did we take off the planet?
3.
3.
And they've already been used?
No, actually. No one currently has the required expertise to use them in mods yet.
I suggest that we use one to repair the machine so that we can create pharmaceuticals as we need them.
I don't particularly care for the pre-tech at the moment, as long as my drones start getting up and functioning. I'd like some credits if that's okay when we get back, but otherwise, go ahead.
Hey, did you notice all the drone parts that were placed on board?
Yeah, I did.
Yes, I should say, Darius, after all the time taken to scoop fuel and play basketball, you've definitely built your drone.
I just want to get an implant. As an aside, how the fuck are we going to manage that through character sheets?
There is a section on your character sheet that says cyberware, or do you mean drone?
Drones. I know, because
You could just have an extra character in the thing that's also set to you that's got all the drone specs.
I'll figure it out.
That's probably what'll need to be done, because I'd be rolling for attacks with it and that sort of thing. So it's
That's
going to
alright,
be.
Chris.
Yeah,
We
that's fair
can
enough.
figure it out.
That's for another
next
time,
time.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry,
we'll take care of it.
Yeah, don't worry about the pre-tech. Maybe sell one of them for a bit, because I wouldn't mind a bit of
cash.
moolah. Yeah, I
let's-
need surgery.
Why don't we trade one in for the cash from Elftus? The
I thought
university
that's
said that
what
they
we
would
were
give
doing
us.
with Pim's original body.
Sorry, what?
I thought that's what we were doing with Pim's original body.
It's probably not going to fetch us enough money. Remember, we still haven't paid our 10% cut.
I feel somewhat insulted.
Pim, look, it's master craftsmanship for a junkyard.
Yes, no, but the chest piece itself is pre-tech. All they said they wanted was pre-tech.
We will see what we can negotiate with that. And then if they don't buy it, we can throw in some extra bits.
We need as much money as we can get. Pim, do you need your hand repaired too?
I believe I have already got an Echo, and I am working
that's right.
on a Nemesis and a Voyager armature, because, unlike you, I do not need to sleep.
Yeah, I know. It's a bit of a shit, isn't it? That's what the coffee's for, though. Speaking of, thank fuck I'm back at the machine. And at that, all conversation for me just ends, and I sit in front of the machine just pressing coffee repeatedly.
There's probably been a lot of crashing and banging at all hours of the night because Pim hasn't quite realized
Yeah.
that you need quiet.
You're right. We do need to sleep.
Okay. At this point, it is the 2nd of April, and it is time to make your first spike jump. So,
Assisted.
Okay.
I've got navigation.
I will allow one
where is
person to
Window?
assist. Yeah, so Pim, roll your assist navigation. If it's above a 7, you help. Okay, brother Dimitri, you can add a +1 to your navigation. Okay,
Nice.
that is gonna do it. You are able to chart a course correctly and make a jump from hex 402 to hex 403.
Oh, and you can move little ship. Yeah.
Can I? I don't think I can.
No, it's me. I can do that, and I've moved it around. Okay,
We spent a lot of
after
time making that ship.
yeah.
I'm gonna zoom in for the audience so they can see the ship. It's so cute.
Mhm. Okay, so after 6 days of spike travel, with I assume lots of banging and crashing from Pim, construction, tinkering, and general like fevered productivity, you arrive in hex 403 and make your second spike jump. So Pim, Dimitri, if you could please repeat those rolls for me.
Is Pim assisting?
Pim,
Not really well.
You are not able to assist in this spike jump.
I was too busy getting yelled at for making noise.
That's
you
going to
made
do
it.
it, though. That is sufficient to make it. It's just sufficient to make it. Okay.
This close.
This close. And so after spending 6 more days in drive space, you guys emerge in hex 303 en route to Alpha. Yay! Now, during this time, I assume that you guys have built the Nemesis, the Echo. Catalina, your gun has been successfully modded. Darius, your drone has been assembled. Pim, your Echo is fixed. And Dimitri, if you like, you could have spent some time on board the ship doing some of the prep work for the mod required for the ship if you wanted to.
So what is my ammo
Which
capacity
mod?
now?
12.
12.
Cool. And could I have recharged my batteries, by the way, at the base, or do I have to buy new ones?
That's something that I assume you guys always do as soon as you get to the ship, because you can charge all power cells from the ship's reactor.
Okay.
So, Dimitri, a thing that I think would help overall, which you can do, is you can start building some of the components required for the gun mount mod. And since you have Tech Astronautic, I think you're the man to start that off if you're interested.
Sure.
Okay.
I can do this.
Even more banging and crashing. Finally, I'm going to need a roll from Dr. Charles Barker to see how well you were able to repair the chemical infuser.
Is that a good enough check?
Tech, pre-tech?
Tech pre-tech, yes. Or, yeah, tech pre-tech. With intelligence.
Dungeon Master, look at the pilot's roll.
Oof,
It was holy moly.
It was double sixes.
You are able to put in some really good work so far. Like, most of the prep required for that mod, aside from it being mounted, is done.
All the inside, but none of the outside.
Charles Barker. Okay, a 7 is a default success. You are able to. I think, given all that time, you were able to get it working. It's not pretty. It's certainly probably not as pretty as it used to be when it was first manufactured, because you had to repurpose some of the other post tech that came on board with you. But you think it's functional. You just need things to go into it to turn into drugs.
So basically, just raw materials that I could probably purchase on this planet.
Yeah, probably. You have contacts in like chem labs and things that you could use for that.
We can synthesize LSD.
Gross. Okay, so now that you guys have made it in system, I have some things to inform you of. You guys jump into the system, and immediately a thing that you were all used to seeing is the comms burst. You guys are finally back in communications range on the 14th of April. Bearing in mind, the last time you guys were in any kind of civilized sector was in February, so it's been over a month that you've been out of contact.
I immediately connect into the news.
Okay, checking the news. I will tell that to everybody because I can.
I'm gonna go behind Darius's back and stream the news to everyone on the ship.
I'll just like walk by, see that, and go, "Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I should have just done that, shouldn't I? Whatever." And I just walk past and drink more coffee.
The news, because all news is kind of biased towards its own location. The big news article coming in immediately from Alfdis is Alfdis Precept Archive lawsuit against the Alfdis Psionic Academy for espionage thrown out for court citing lack of evidence.
No, that's not good.
No, it's a thing that has occurred. Further news from other parts of the sector: after a planet-wide referendum on Gunhild, it's been decreed by popular vote to move from a complete democracy, removing the royal family of Gunhild from power. In other news, casualties on the streets of Sakitra between the New Book Taoists and unknown others. The Sakitran police were able to contain. Lockie, you know that your friend Tazi is from Sakitra.
Mm-hmm.
And there is some religious conflict going on, which is in direct violation of their most recent treaty.
Gee, what a surprise. Religious conflict.
Mm-hmm. Religious conflict. After that,
I'm definitely going to send a message out to her.
Yeah, she sent you a message as well.
Okay.
In other news, there has been a sector-wide demand for Starship production as a variety of different companies are doubling down and investing in transport measures. So you guys may find it more difficult to buy components at their retail price in the coming months because of that demand. And finally, the fleet of the Yakutan Palladium Alliance has left orbit of Harbona for routine maintenance and upgrades. The situation is under control.
I think that's good.
No? Well, kind of, yes. Okay.
They've fucked off for now.
Mm-hmm. You guys all also have personal, well, not all of you, but some of you have got personal messages that have been sent. I will start with the first people on my page.
Oh, wait, hang on. Rory, spacebar.
Haircut. Yes. As the game goes on, I just forget more. Yes, Lockie, you are used to Tazi being very enthusiastic and full of energy, but as you press play on the video call, on the message that you receive. She is in a darkened corner of her room. It's not very well lit. Her hair, which is normally braided up, has been pulled down, and she's kind of nervously unbraiding and rebraiding it, which as you know from interacting with her, means that she is very nervous about something. She says to you, Lockie, it's time for another lesson about technology, okay? I need you to promise me that you won't tell anyone else about this AI. Okay? I don't know what it is you're doing with it, or what you know, but AIs can be incredibly dangerous. They're illegal for very good reasons. Also, you don't need to speak directly into the mic. I started playing your video, and I'm worried someone else on the crew might have heard you talk about the AI. Okay? I'm sorry this couldn't have been a more cheerful message, but I need you to stay safe for me, please. Okay, I'll call you. I'll send you another message soon. And then the message cuts off.
Okay.
So that is your message. Next up, Catalina, you have 2 messages, in fact. Looking confused. Both are earmarked as being from Yakuta.
Ah.
The first one is flagged as coming from your great aunt Sweetie. The message says, "Dear Catalina, it's been a while since I heard from you, so I wanted to check in. It's been quite quiet here on Yakuta the past few months. The colder months keep a lot of my friends inside. I hope you're well. Let me know when you're next in the system, and I'll have a plate of your favorite cookies for you. With love, your great aunt Sweetie." You know this is a hoax. Well, not a hoax, but a smokescreen. This is an encrypted message from your people. So, I assume...
Catalina is, like, absolutely delighted.
Mm-hmm.
Like, weirdly delighted. She doesn't say anything. She's just, like, oddly jolly in a very silent way.
Are you going to decrypt it?
Yes, but she'll do it when she has some private moments.
Okay, we can come back to that later then. The next message you receive is from a friend of yours on Yakuta. Now, we discussed her previously, and so the placeholder name I used is Judy. Is there another name that you think she should be known by?
We'll go with Fran.
Fran? Okay then. This makes what I've written even funnier. I love it. Okay. Now this is a video message that you've received. Fran is a very, physically emotive and over the top kind of girl. She's wearing a nice like pale cream headscarf and colorful silk robes. The message starts with, "Oh my goodness, Kit Kat! It's so good to be able to call you like this. I feel like it's been forever. Oh. Do you like my new hijab? I got it especially for this call. It seems very you. Yeah. How's everything been going? I'm so proud that you chose to take up missionary work. Everyone should know about the glory Yakuta has to offer them. I told you that mechanics degree would be a waste on a pretty face. Now you're out there doing really important work." She hears a sound from off screen and says, "Oh, sorry, babe, I gotta go. Message you back when you get the chance. Bye." And she does some air kisses and then stops the message.
She kind of is like this, like, but also with a bit of a smile, because, like, she's like happy to hear from her, but also like, oh god.
She is a lot, isn't she?
Are you okay, Kit Kat?
Please don't ask. and she'll just like potter off to her like her quarters, and if anyone's paying enough attention, just before she closes the door, she's like grabbing like this scarf that just seems to evaporate out of nowhere and starts putting it over her head as she closes the door.
Okay then. Final message is to Darius.
Right?
Is it also from your cutter?
It is from Alfdis. Well, it was sent when the vessel, which you can tell, it was sent from, is from Alfdis. It is
excellent.
It's not who you think it is.
Oh, really?
It's been encoded in a very familiar way, though.
No, okay.
This message simply says, activity on Alfdis noted. Sloppy. Call us next time. And attached there is a transponder frequency to call a ship.
What?
Yep.
That's not good. Shit. I'm just gonna quickly pocket that and go find Charles. Hey, Charles,
Yes.
do you happen to have any friends in law enforcement on Alfdis?
Not really.
Bugger. Never mind. And then I just walk off and go to my room.
Okay, sure thing.
I'm gonna ping that transponder, but do Katrina next.
Sure thing. If you ping, upon pinging the transponder, the ship that it was sent from is not currently in system anymore. So if you were going to send a message, you couldn't do it immediately. But you still can if you want to.
Yeah, I'll just send a message back saying, unfortunate. I thought I'd get away with that. Who is this? You there, Rory?
Is that all?
He's writing it down.
Yes, I'm keeping.
Do I know who this is and I've just personally forgotten?
I think you have personally forgotten. This is your friends from your nighttime activities, if you recall.
Oh, okay. Sorry. In that case, I won't send it.
Okay.
I'll send. Sorry, I wasn't sure who you were referring to. In that case, I'll send.
That's okay.
Yeah, look, we all get sloppy sometimes. Anyways, you obviously know what I was after. You got any? I don't have anything to sell or trade at the moment, but you're right. I probably should have contacted you guys first. My bad. Hope you're doing well anyway. Maybe we should catch up. And then I'll just and tell Carlo, and I just stick my finger up to the camera and turn it off.
Okay. I have recorded that, and you will get a reply in the future.
Rory, I will send you a personal message on what Catalina sends back to said people.
Roger that. I do actually have the actual not encoded message for you as well, if you would like that now or maybe later.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah. You probably have like some kind of basic decryption software on your compound that you were given upon leaving for situations like this.
It's even more simpler than that. Actually, no. Yes, I will leave it at yes, and I'll explain it to you later.
Okay, sure thing. The actual message says, Agent Sokolov, please report status and progress, and do so quickly. Scans show that the Harbonan defenses have all but destroyed the Akutan strike fleet, so their comms net is slackened. If you are near Cupi, we may have a lead for your mission. Safe travels, and it cuts out there.
Yeah, and I'll go talk to Dimitri after, constructing a new message reply.
Sure.
I'll
you
talk to
can.
Dimitri about. Well, where's Koopy? Where's
Koopy is in hex 0008, so it is down.
Nope, I spelled it wrong.
Far left, purple ring.
Okay, that's way too far away from
KUPIE.
where we are. What is it? K.
KUPIE.
Oh.
It's not that far off.
Oh, right, of course, because I'm typing it in Mixer instead of Twitch. Lol.
And down here is Harbona and Yakuta.
Yeah, I know where we are. I just wasn't sure where Koopy was. Really
That's
should
okay.
have had the coordinates on here.
Yeah.
Okay. Do I know of a quick way to transmit a message across that kind of space? Because I'm nowhere near there.
You can just send a message the same way they sent it to you. Basically, it goes to the comm satellites, then the next ship to leave passes along the message. It takes weeks or months for messages to get to and from in this sector, because that's just how it works. So the sooner you send a message, the sooner you get a reply.
Yeah. So I will write up a couple of messages, one being the video message back to my Yakuta friend.
Yes.
And then also the message about reporting back on my mission. Back on... they're also from on Yakuta, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Which is how they were able to send a message at all, because contacting Harbona is on gridlock.
Yeah. And I will give them an update on where we're at. I'll let them know. Oh, actually, I will message you what I tell them.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Yeah. But I will go to Dimitri and talk to him. Dimitri, I have a couple of messages that I could really use some fast tracking, maybe?
Some fast tracking.
Duh. You know.
Priority messages.
Duh. But I'm sending some home. Well, not home, to Yakuta. Do you want to send anything?
Yet. I don't really have anyone there to talk to.
Well,
Not on Yakuta.
fair enough.
And people on Yakuta are hardly going to take messages to Harbona for me, are they?
Well, if you know the right people. But even still...
I have you. I don't need to know the right people, I have you.
That is true. That being said, Harbona is under lockdown. Although comms are apparently really light at the moment. We will see. Was there a message you want me to try and pass through if I can?
No.
Nice.
I do not. As much as they are my people, I do not have anyone there that is mine.
Okay. I just thought I'd ask, home and all. On the plus side, they're doing well in the war for the moment.
Yes, I heard that the orbital fleet had bugged off for a refit.
Duh.
That means our boys on the ground are doing a good job.
Duh. I can only hope that the people we know, well, I don't know about you, but the people I know, at the very least, are still okay. I still have family there, or I hope I do. It would be nice to see them again one day.
When was the last time you were home?
More than 5 years ago.
Ah, well, anything could happen in that amount of time.
Duh.
But if we have learned anything from our recent adventures, that you could be split off from your sister and still find her after 2 years.
This is true, so all honestly, I can only hope that one day I can return home. Maybe one day. And that it not be on a stupid Yakutan piece of shit rule. They will not ever no. I will not accept it. I will find a new home, and anyway, she trails off and wanders off to find Darius.
Okay. Dr. Charles, as you have arrived in your home sector again, are there any calls that you would like to make now that you can actually have them face to face?
Probably call my father and talk to him.
Okay, sure thing.
Telling him that the mission was a success for the most part. And then also calling the contact at the college to tell him that we actually got a piece of pre-tech.
Excellent.
Mr. Williams, I believe.
Yes. Mr. Williams enthusiastically makes an insists that you meet with him as soon as you make it on plan. He doesn't care when or what time during the day it is that you come and find him as soon as possible.
Overseer, am
shall
I
try.
supposed to stay on the ship this time? I would like to see a planet that isn't the one I was stuck on.
Is your echo repaired?
Correct.
Then yes, you can come on. You are not an AI on this planet. You are a VI.
May I borrow a suit?
I'm not sure if my suit would fit you.
What's wrong with the clothes I gave you?
I don't
Poncho.
think a poncho would be very classy.
I can give you my my large jacket because I don't need that. I can be just in a military
I
uniform.
tell you what, once we get on planet, I will take him to a tailor and I will have a suit made for him.
Probably good idea to get him some armor while you're at it.
I will get him an undersuit armor as well. Don't worry.
We don't need his
You spoil me, Dad.
Oh, Pim.
Pim, why don't we get you some combat armor so you can take a few hits?
I believe that is what the Nemesis is for.
He just needs a little bit of protection for his, let's say, squishy body.
Pretty squishy.
Accurate.
Squishy.
That's a good point, actually. Throughout this journey, as you guys have been passing through the engine room, the interior is looking more and more like the set of Iron Man, because there's just like various badass-looking robo bodies lined up against the wall. As Pim gets more of his work.
And Catalina's in there a lot of the time tinkering as well.
Yes. To make this go faster, I do assume that at least one of you who has a 0 in post-tech was assisting Pim, at least when you were awake, to make it go faster.
At some point, I probably would have been. I'm sure we would have taken.
Yeah, I can work around the clock. So.
Yeah.
I was going to send a message back to Tassie.
Okay.
But this time, having seen what she said, I'm going to do it in a code that both of us used to use, more of as a joke across the ship, but it also will work to be coded.
So it's like Pig Latin or something?
Kind of, yeah. But one that they made up themselves, so only she will really understand it.
Sure.
But basically, it'll continue to say what's happened, that we've managed to, liberate the planet. We stopped Blacklands, and he's made a new friend in Pim. But also, it'll be concerned as well, wondering if she knows anything about what's happening with her home planet, and if she's involved, and if she needs his help. And that's pretty much it.
Okay, I've got it all written down. Sent in sneaky word code. Lovely. Oh yes, I should also say, Dr. Charles, you also heard from your father. He is also very, very keen to see you and hear from you, but isn't quite so going so far as to say, no, go ahead and wake me up if I'm asleep.
Yes, I don't think he would even appreciate that at all.
No.
I wonder if they would recognize that this is a sex bot.
Okay. as you guys have completed your various correspondence and you are making your way slowly but surely towards Alfdis, you find that you are passing by another planet that is in this system. It is flagged in the database as being a tech level 1 planet, like Mumina, and reports indicate that it is under a quarantine level lockdown, so that all ship flight to and from has been barred. And as you guys are making your way by there, I think it would be Darius being the comms officer on the crew. As you're just tinkering away, you see kind of a gargle burst of space noise come through from the vicinity of that planet. That doesn't really sound like anything, but
Which planet? Sorry,
it is the planet Skiotis. It is also in Hex 303. There is some kind of like gargled message or chatter coming from near that planet.
do we know what's happening there?
Nope.
All we know is it's
Yeah.
on some sort of quarantine lockdown.
And that it shouldn't have enough tech to be able to send a message into space.
It's a Tech 1 planet.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna note that and mention it bizarrely. And hey, as Tim,
Yes, Darius?
have you fucked with any of the comms equipment? I think we might have a malfunction.
I have not touched with the communications. Would you like me to run a diagnostic?
Please.
Very well. I'm going to run a diagnostic on the message and the comms.
Spacebar!
Heck, upon checking the comms equipment, you see that it is working fine. If you would like to run a diagnostic on the message itself, can you make me a computers roll, please? With your intelligence.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. You aren't really able to determine what the source or the cause of that message is. It could be a wrecked ship that's just floating in space. It could be some damaged satellite that's just beaming out random space noise. Perhaps one of the satellites there to enforce the quarantine is broken. You aren't sure.
Or it could be.
I have ran a diagnostic on the comms as you requested, Darius. There is nothing wrong with our system. It appears that the message, or whatever transmission it was, is somewhat fragmented. I am unable to filter.
Fragmented or encrypted?
I would not know.
Can I try and have a look at it too?
Yep, sure thing. Also make a computers roll.
Is it actually the message we're not here to fuck spiders?
The planet Skiotis has a culture of Australia.
Yeah.
Oh,
They
right.
holy shit.
I have no idea what I've rolled, but I have.
14.
Oh, nice.
That's double sixes, my dude. Gross. Okay, you sit down and as soon as you focus your attention on this, the pieces start falling into place. You've probably had a hand in doing this at previous points in your career, where basically there is a ship beaming a distress beacon from the other side of Skiotis, but there is another ship that is actively jamming their broadcast.
Whoa, no, hang on. Look, if you look at this, Pim, these are two separate signals. That's the problem. One's a distress signal and the other's a jammer.
I see.
Shit, where's the
I might
captain?
be able to filter through the interference and separate the two manually.
Well, probably
I will
not.
need assistance.
I don't know if we can from this distance, because it looks like the original signal's actually been damaged, but give it a go. Meanwhile, I'm going to quickly gather the others and we'll have a talk about this. Do you want to give it a shot and we'll go to the round table? I'm just going to flick on comms for the whole ship and just go, All crew, get off your asses, stop playing basketball, finish your shit. We have a meeting in the round table.
I feel like at this point, Catalina was already on her way, and she opens the, like, she's at the door as he's about to come out of the room. She's like,
All of a sudden, this little machine on a rail just comes out, swings around, and falls into the table.
"Him? Is this you?"
It's pretty cool,
Indeed.
isn't it?
That's pretty sweet. Okay.
Girl,
I could get
I
around
am
this.
fabulous.
I'm going to wait until
Oh,
everyone's here, and then
Darius, I have a favor. I need some encrypted messages sent if possible.
all right, fine. Just let me deal with this first.
Duh. Okay.
I will stream whatever you are referring to up on the holo display.
Excellent. And as everyone all right enters the room, you see Darius's demeanor like rapidly changes, and he's standing up straight, and he's immediately gone into military sit rep mode. So he's turning around and going, at 0700 hours when we receive this broadcast, and I bring up the scan and then do all the diagnostics and show what we did to it, how it was separated, the two separate signals, and I think it's a distress signal located here on the other side of the planet. We need to figure out what our next course of action is. Unknowns, whose ship it is, action to plot our course forward. Any objections? And I turn to the table.
Is that planet not on quarantine?
Well, I don't know.
We are near Altus, correct?
Would I
believe
know why the planet's on quarantine?
That planet, the information, the details have kind of been lost to time. What you would know is that organizations like the Bodmer Alliance and Your Own Planet have been tasked with maintaining the technology that broadcasts the quarantine warning, because it's been going for a few hundred years now.
Okay.
The quarantine has just been maintained as kind of a, well, I guess that's what we do because the planet's under quarantine.
So no one actually knows why it's under quarantine. It's just under quarantine.
Yes.
And was it easier to keep the status quo going than change it?
Yeah, more or
I
less.
have reviewed the information, and I have a course of action, but I will allow the rest of the crew to decide.
Pim, your word is worth as much as mine. Put it forward.
My idea is quite simple. We do have extra people on this ship. I suggest we drop them off first and equip the plasma cannon. Therefore, if there is a threat, we will be better prepared.
But by the time we get back here, it might not be too late.
That would take you about about 2 weeks to do that. Just so.
True, but we cannot.
It is regrettable, but we do not have the. We would be putting these people's lives in danger. It would defeat the point of having saved them in the first place.
I agree.
We can option 2. We ask them. We ask them if they're willing to accompany us to rescue other people who may have been in the same situation as them.
I think that's very unfair. I mean, they've been so.
Why is it unfair? It's giving them a choice.
True, but it is unfair of us to ask them of this. Since they have been through so much, all they want is to go home. And they deserve that.
Counter between the two. We could drop them off and then go straight there without installing anything.
That would take you about 3 days.
That's better, but how far away are we at the moment?
How old is this message? Like, we received it at this time, but has it been circling the planet for a week?
With Darius's role there, it's pretty recent. It is struggling to break through and is still being actively transmitted.
Can I scrub some of it to see what it says?
This has been. Sorry, you go, Rory.
Yeah, sure. In terms of trying to understand what it says, I think again with Darius's 14, you were probably able to piece together it as a Mayday signal. Like it was still a bit gargled, but you will have heard the words "help," under attack,
All right.
casualties, things like that.
Darius, I have decoded some of the message. Would you like me to relay it to the crew?
Yes, please.
I will relay it now. Help! Help! Mayday! Mayday! We're in danger! We need help! That is all I could decode.
This is not my first mission where I'm going into somewhere where shit is going down, right? I say we go now and we go quick.
Alright, I will go address the passengers then, I suppose, if no one has any objections.
After decoding the message, I am forced to agree.
I do.
I will instantly go to the comms console and contact my father.
Yep, sure thing. He picks up pretty quickly. He seems to be walking through the hallways of the university. He's got his briefcase and some papers under his hand, and just like walking and talking. It's like, Charlie, my boy, how are you doing?
Okay, but it's been better. We're currently on approach to Elftus, going past SCOTUS, and there's a message being broadcast, but it's being jammed, so the transmission itself won't end up reaching Elftus itself. There's a ship under attack out here.
Oh, and you are both near SCOTUS, yes?
Yes.
Well, I'll contact the authorities at once, but it will take them the better part of a day to even get to you. It sounds like you're far closer than they are.
Yes, but if you could send someone out here just in case the ship itself needs help.
Certainly, I will contact the port and pass along the message.
Thank you very much. I will hopefully see you in the next day or two.
Son, be careful.
I shall, Father.
Good day. And he hangs up.
You too.
I was so tempted to walk in with my echo.
His sex bot.
Okay.
Tim, stop trying to make this weird.
I'm
No promises.
with the role I got.
Yeah.
I try and separate the two signals and attempt to jam a jammer. Do we have the comms capabilities to send out a jamming signal?
You might be able to, but you're probably beyond the range of being able to do that. If you got closer to the source of the jamming, you could try.
Okay, in that case, I'm going to prepare hack instead.
Okay. Yeah, sure. You begin tapping away furiously. Catalina.
I'm gonna go address the passengers on our ship and talk to them first.
I shall accompany.
Dimitri, are you going to set the ship on a course to the location first, or wait until you speak?
I can pilot it while you do what you are doing. Just give me instructions.
Well, it's on the other side of this planet, so we just need to orbit around.
Very well.
Okay. You make your way down through the engine room, pass by the cargo hold, and enter into the passenger dorms. Currently, it's...
I was gonna say, not without giving my bike a little nod on the way. Just like, yeah.
Just to pet.
I do assume that you guys brought the go-kart with you as well.
We
Yeah, right, we
certainly
did.
The go-kart.
Yes. Okay, so you guys make your way into the accommodations. It seems like the sleeping quarters have been converted into daytime mode, and a lot of people are basically in various stages of sending messages because they can do that now. And basically, people are just sending out as many broadcasts as they can, which is, "Hello, I'm alive. Please forward money. I want to get home, please."
Someone said high
Yeah.
five. I'm high fiving. I was gonna say, first of all, ship map.
Ship map. Yeah, good point.
I don't remember what else I was gonna say because I got distracted by someone messaging high five.
Attention passengers, we have a situation developing.
don't be so formal about this. Let's just address everyone calmly.
Okay, we have received the Mayday, and
Oh,
we.
I got thrown off the ship.
You guys aren't on this part of the ship.
Why am I being thrown off the ship?
Because you're
Damn
not
it,
on
I
this
don't have-
floor.
I don't have my spacesuit yet. I can't breathe out here.
Just see Pim next to the window.
Rory, spacebar.
We can't hear.
Damn it! You're on the this is the protocol. You're on the rest of you guys are on the top deck, so now it's just Catalina and Dimitri addressing the rest of the passengers, who, yes, as I said, are all just crawling home.
Sorry, yawning. Alright, we'll gather up their attention.
Yep. It does take a few minutes for some of them to finish calls and messages, but after a bit, they have your attention. What do you say?
Alright, so Brother Dmitri is right. We have a situation. Nothing to panic about, but we wanted to consult you since you are passengers on our ship and we do not want to make rash decisions without your knowledge and consensus, I suppose. Is only courtesy.
Consent or at least let you know our decision.
Duh. We have received a mayday call from a ship on the other side of Skiotus. It does seem like trouble. It is definitely distress call. We think it'd be best that we, as the closest ship to respond to this, well, to take action.
There
to
is
help.
what is it like on a any ship that receives Mayday should respond. It is space courtesy.
Duh. Is good form, no?
You get general nods of consensus from these people, who are all by and large spacers,
Yeah.
just like you guys are. They seem to agree with the premise of going out and investigating to make sure that they're okay.
We wish to let you know that, we wish to respond to this mayday. Second of all, we want to let you know we don't know what danger there may be. And if you wish to help these people, you are more than welcome to assist. If you do not wish to, you can stay here and we will not ask anything of you. But we intend to go and help them in whatever way we can. This will not stop us from taking you to Elftus afterwards, but it seems that their distress call is quite recent and they are in trouble.
It is slightly higher priority, and if we
Duh.
were to drop you back on Elftis and then come back, it would
It would be
take
too late.
3 to 5 days.
Duh.
Okay. Upon you saying all this, people are kind of murmuring, a bit concerned about their well-being, and amongst this group of people, the big lady stands up and then just gives a look to everybody else, and they all just kind of stop murmuring. And she just walks over to you and puts her hand out and goes,
Spacebar.
"No, it's fine. I'm being intentional."
Oh, okay.
She like gestures.
Duh.
We'll move forward.
She just like rolls her eyes, takes your pistol from your side holster, and then walks onto the rest of the ship.
Oh,
I'm gonna say she took my pistol and I'm like,
well, she can take my pistol if she wants.
After that,
is
the
this
two
because
sisters.
she is fine lady?
You suspect this is because she is prepared to help?
I'll be like, oh, and I'll follow her. If anyone else wants to help, come this way.
Lockie's getting on the big guns.
After that, Elena and Paradise also both jump up and are prepared to assist, as well as a few other people who take positions around the engine room and other such places.
I have.
I'd like to
I have 3 spare weapons. If I'm technically pilot, you can have all my weapons.
Yeah, fair enough.
Catalina will lead them along, and on the way up, she'll over the comms go, just so you guys know, we have some volunteers who wish to assist us.
I cannot let them have all the fun. Lucky, would you like to see the improvements I've made?
Bloody oath.
Right. I'm gonna slot back into the wall and just this 7-foot tall Nemesis armature with a built-in monoblade just shinks out and steps into the corridor.
I believe I am ready to, as you say, kick ass.
Bonza, let's get Troppo.
Okay.
What is this? What is this Troppo that? What is that?
Bonzo
Get crazy.
Troppo!
It doesn't take you guys much longer to finish your hastened orbit around the planet, and after that, you see a sight that you guys are probably expecting. From afar, you can see a small transport ship. It's probably a shuttle that is currently being aggressively boarded by a much larger vessel. As they spin around and you do the whole classic space zoom in, enhance, you can see that the side of the smaller shuttle bears the classic insignia of the Redmond Light Transport Firm, who is operated by Alonzo Redmond, just like you guys. This is one of his ships being attacked.
Oh dear.
Good thing we actually did come along and not ignore it.
Does this mean we're contractually obliged to help?
Potentially.
No, it just means
No, but it means that this is going to come out of our costs if we save it.
The other much larger vessel seems to have consciously removed any main tracking insignia and is not actively broadcasting its like ship ping, which most spaceships normally do, just to be all like, "Hey, I'm here, don't crash into me." So it turned it off to be subtle and stealthy, which I should say in future you guys can do that as well.
Oh.
I spit on the floor and I shout, "Pista, filthy pirates!"
Okay,
Ramming speed.
Oh, I'm tempted.
you can actually ram in this combat, so don't tempt him.
So
At that, Brother Dimitri opens a hailing frequency and shouts various obscenities into an open comm channel. And
Probably
at that,
mostly in Russian.
Yeah, and at that, I think we're going to call it a session because it is 10:10.
Oh boy.
All right. Well,
Bоже mой.
that was really fun.
Yep.
Excellent. I'm glad that everybody had a good time, and hopefully I can have a nice fresh nick for what may or may not be spaceship combat next session.
Fresh nick, maybe. Question:
Yes.
Is that ship bigger than ours?
Their ship is about the same size as yours.
Okay.
So it's another frigate.
Yeah, it's about frigate class. It's not exactly the same hull model, but it's similar enough.
And it's locked to the other ship.
Yeah, it's got boarding tubes and are currently using them to crunch into the side of the shuttle.
God damn it! See, this is why I needed my assault suit, and I was about to go buy one too.
Soon, patience.
Because then I could just fucking assault you myself.
Actually, that's a question. Combat primitive is like blades, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, and Molotovs
Got it.
and stuff.
I'm going to use my skill point in that.
I'm afraid that you can't.
Oh.
You put combat primitive from -1 to 0 during level up, and you need 2 skill points to take it from 0 to 1. Sorry, buddy.
Isn't it? It's like 1 plus the cost of what I'm getting.
Yes. So if you're taking something from 0 to 1, then it's 1 plus 1.
No, I'm taking it from -1 to 0.
You had already done that.
No, that was projectile.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Just this once, I will say you can do that, but in the future, make sure.
In the future, do it on time. Yeah.
Yeah, that you do it upon gaining a level and not after. Just because if you're going to have a nemesis that has a built-in monoblade, it may as well be not bad at it.
By the way, Rory,
yes,
I wouldn't open a common frequency with pirates. I'd just shoot them.
Okay, fair enough. So no common frequency, just pew pew.
Oh,
But
yes,
he's still swearing incessantly, though.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
the whole ship would hear me swearing in Russian, but the pirates would.
There's that Pizda word again. A mystery, as always.
Lovely.
I
do
think
hope
it means something like Drongo.
I do hope
that mean?
It's completely not clarifying at all.
Is Drongo a lady putt?
All right, I think we should end it here, guys. People
Yes.
are getting tired.
I do
Rory,
hope that you all had a lovely time. Yes?
Can you send me the 2 messages that I got, and I'll send you responses?
Sure thing. If the rest of you would like me to send you proper versions of the messages, just for your own reference, by all means.
Yes, please.
Sure thing. With that, do we have anybody lined up for a raid, Alice?
Oh yeah, let's check it out. Is Dave streaming? Because if he is, I've been promising to raid him for weeks.
Fingers crossed.
Turn-based Dave.
I
Yeah.
don't think he is at the moment. I do not believe that he is currently.
Like the one time he was streaming, I forgot to raid him.
Oh.
I know I'm a terrible friend. No.
Yeah,
Looks like
exactly.
GameStormers are still up.
Yeah, alright, we can raid them.
Sweet.
Alrighty.
All right. Oh, jeez, that's going off.
Now, how do I do the raidy thing? I think I have to do it from the computer.
Yes.
Yes.
So, has everybody had a good time?
Hell
Yeah.
yeah!
Hang on.
Yeah.
We're still live, by the way. I'm just letting you know.
Pim.
Yeah, I know, but still.
Pim has a face.
That's a lie.
He
No
is an AI of many faces. Out of curiosity, though, is there any kind of since you built your 2 bodies, is there any kind of similarity in the way you composed the face?
Yes, this is his sexbot face.
One is obviously the standard Echo. The Nemesis is built to. It's got horns.
It's built to look intimidating.
I honestly thought you said pawns. It's got.
Yeah, why not?
pawns,
Go with that
sexy
too.
Pawns.
Yeah, I took it from Darius. Yeah, and the Voyager is a very very smooth-esque type thing. It's not built to look all clunky. It's looked to built very. It's slender, but it's built in such a way that it's got like hydraulic motion. Try to picture the has anyone here seen the Battle Angel, Alita?
Yep.
Yes.
So think of that.
Her first robot body, but without her head. Similar to that.
Okay, that's a very evocative mental image. I like that.
Yeah. Whereas the other one is like the present hall pass off of RoboCop.
Oh, God.
Present whole pass.
Present hall pass or be shot.
Excellent.
Alrighty.
Alright, I found them. Fuck. Sorry.
Yes.
Language. Alright. Ready for a raid, guys? Guys.
Boy.
Go for it.
Alright.
We shall see you next time. Bye.
We are raiding. We are raiding.
Excellent.
We are raiding.
I'm turning off push to talk because this.
Raiding.
I'm
We
gonna go out.
haven't
for
raided
this
yet.
one
We
real quick.
haven't raided yet. We
I might
are raiding.
switch onto my phone for Discord.
I was about to throw in there with it was like, I have really bad idea. We should do it. What's the